Right.
Luke chapter 12, verse 2 says, "For there is nothing covered that should not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known."
Hey, so everything is going to come to pass in these last days. All right, all the things that this devil has done, his wicked ass history. Okay, it's all coming out. All right, and it was the great the thing about it is coming out by the same device that this devil had created to, or not created, but used to try to gain control over us, the internet. You know, the same thing this devil. I'm gonna create this internet, and so I can control these people and you know they all everything they're doing, their history, all this stuff, and it's exposing this devil.
If I can say, the information superhighway
Right.
is really set up militarily and for those other people to come against us and to control us, as the brother said, eventually leading to this implant, okay, that'll go inside the people and they can pass it around with the near field connections and 5G and whatever else, 6G or whatever they're going to end up having it. But at the same time, the Spirit had it to where the truth, the word of the Lord, also passed on that same apparatus, and is now feeding the people and corrupting their plans.
Right.
Yeah, this is like this is water that's flowing through these channels, these YouTube channels. You know, this truth is water. You know, and it's flowing. It can't be stopped. It's spreading. It's consuming. You know, it's taking over the world. The truth is taking over the world.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be accomplished when the Lord returns, because He is the truth.
Right.
You know, and He's coming back to take over the world.
I got a quick one.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 1. It says, "Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass."
And that's like what I want to say. And that's how you nourish a plant in the vegetation world. That's what it's going to do to us. It's going to nourish us with this word and feed us and build us up, like the dew would do the grass and flowers in the fields, so on and so forth. You got it?
"Because I will publish the name of the Lord, ascribe ye greatness unto our power."
Yeah.
It is.
You know, like the brother said, you know, this like a water that can't be stopped.
Right.
You know,
It's called living waters.
these living waters, man. The Lord said He's gonna cause His doctrine to rain like rain on the earth. You know, so there's not a part of the earth that the rain ain't gonna touch. Every surface, every part of the surface of the earth is gonna get touched by the water, by the rain. So that means that the doctrine is gonna pass through the earth,
And this devil can't do shit about it.
and there's nothing he can do. He can't stop it.
He can't. Yep. He can't make a move on us until the Most High allows him. That's what he don't realize. He's under control. All right, and he's, you know, made you people think that he's always had control. Well, he don't really got control.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord made him to be the perfect devil.
Yeah.
All right, whether you people think that, you know, it's some righteousness in him, it's some good white people. It ain't no such thing as white people, first of all. But it's no good Edomites.
Yeah.
That's what you people, that's what you niggas, man, gotta realize. You know, that same Edomite that you think is a good guy, wait till shit get rough out here. Wait till Jacob's trouble happens.
Shit, wait till you see that Israelite that look white, so to speak, right? That Israelite foreigner that look white, and see what he do.
Right.
Because you gotta remember, they grew up with that other culture. You know, all these other jakes too. They grew up with another culture. If they don't believe in this thing here, and what it's building, the brotherhood that it's building, the church that it's building, they ain't gonna be your best friend, man. No. Nobody's gonna like the righteousness in the men that's being built up by Yahweh Shema Shah. We're gonna be demonized, so they're gonna have no problem turning against us. But this truth is what's gonna be undeniable. Okay, and that's what we're gonna convince the gainsayers with. A lot of people on earth today get a little piece of the truth and they like it, but they don't. They take little parts of the sweet that they like, but they ain't taking the bitter. There's a lot of bitter that's gotta come with this thing as well, right? and they're gonna wish they ate that bitter pill, so to speak, when the destruction really comes down, and then when they see those same righteous souls being beamed up.
Hey, they're like their father, the devil, because this devil Esau, he don't want the bitter. He wants to enjoy the fatness of the earth, and then go up in space or in the bunker, wait till the destruction is done, overpassed, and come back and still rule. No, he got to deal with the bitter.
Yeah.
As the brother went into in what's that? You read Lamentations 4. He gonna have to deal with the bitter. Okay? And you got this guy, act like he's doing something. He's exposing one level of Edomites in the entertainment and the music industry.
Yeah.
That's it.
We not them low level Edomites.
Yeah.
We talking about the higher ups, the international bankers that run them. Because you got to understand, Edomites run the medicine, the CDC, the all facets of the government, the money, anything that this devil got, the judicial system. Okay, these higher Edomites are report to the higher ups that we prophesying. We ain't prophesying against little Joe Blow Edomite around here that got a business and he make a couple of $100,000. No, we talking about these.
Yeah, there's a hierarchy.
Yeah,
There's a hierarchy in Edomites, in the Edomite nation. There's a hierarchy. The top of the hierarchy is the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, DuPonts, Gettys. Those the rich, J.P. Morgans.
Right.
Those the international bankers that run all these governments, man.
God,
They got their hands in everything, man.
it's a pyramid scheme. They sit at the top.
Right.
That's what it is, Plus, it's like a body of them, and it so happens that the guys at the top, the head, the 1948ers.
Right.
They're the ones that are in the hot seat right now.
Yeah.
That's the head.
Yeah.
You see, J.P. Morgan Chase just canceled Kanye's money dealing with them.
Right.
So what that just cut. He probably had a lot of money tied up with them. That just cut his wealth down.
Right. And
So now who we gotta go through? He gotta go through his other avenues till they cut it down.
right.
I don't think they took his money. They
take
said
the
that
money.
he got to move his money
You gotta
Right.
from to another institution.
Yeah,
Right,
they don't
but
want to do business with them.
Yeah.
Right. But now he can't move the same.
They may make it difficult for
Right,
him to do
yeah.
that. Like you were saying
Right.
last night, they may hold his money. Like you get paid on
Free
Friday and
cash.
they hold your check until
Yeah.
Tuesday or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just put a target on his back.
Right.
Because even though he's not speaking the whole truth, the whole matter, he is putting the spotlight on it. And now other people are listening. Other people are hearing this, and they're agreeing. Like, yeah, the brother just showed us. There's people setting up banners on the freeways talking about that Kanye is right about the Jays.
And
You got these neo-Nazis that getting a kick out of this shit.
Yeah.
They're getting radicalized and pumped up by, basically Ye being, courageous and coming out and outing them.
Yep.
All that doing is just stirring up that spirit.
Right.
Just stirring up that spirit, man.
It's true.
It's like more and more people are like, yeah, these people are the problem.
Yep.
Right.
The reason why everything's the way it is because they're greedy. They want everything for themselves.
Full
Evil
of pride,
covetousness.
full of destruction.
Yep.
Like they're violent men. Okay. And so what are they gonna do when when the pressure really hits them? What are they gonna refer back to? Violence.
The sword, the blessing.
Sword, the blessing. They're gonna go right back to it, and that's gonna bring a certain energy in the earth that nobody's gonna be able to escape. And that's when Jacob's trouble is really gonna be kicked into effect.
And real quick, get a quick script. It's Job 20 and 27. It says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him.
Meaning the people. People are gonna rise up against these devils, man, all over the world.
Hey, like it says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it talks about that taunting proverb, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. And that's pretty much the sentiment going around in the world. You motherfuckers got your hand on too much. Your hands is in every fucking thing. man.
That's why the neo-Nazi don't like his ass.
That's why the
He
scripture.
ain't sharing the wealth with them, man.
Yeah, here you are. You're the victim all the time. You're always the victim, but your actions say different.
Yeah.
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 You scream victim, but yeah, you're the one murdering.
Right.
Who made that quote? You know, anybody know who
Well,
made
they
There's a Polish proverb.
It's Polish, okay.
It's a Polish proverb about the small hats
Yep.
from that was in Poland.
Yep.
They cry in pain as they attack you
as they
or as they
strike
strike you.
Yep.
Professional victim villains.
Yep.
Here it is. I'm gonna play victim and hide behind, you know, that whole victim card. Like I'm harmless and I wouldn't hurt a fly. But behind closed doors,
I'm whooping your ass.
you causing major damage.
Have your brothers or sisters ever done that to you? Where they hear stop,
Yeah.
mama, but they hitting on you?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
make you more mad, don't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey, I'm getting beat up and I'm about to come in. Y'all cut that shit up for
Yeah.
you know, whatever happened. That's the same shit they doing. But the difference is the Heavenly Father sees this shit, man.
Right.
Hey, that's that Cainism. You
Yep.
know? Then that Cain, he's the here it is. He's the
Yeah.
murderer. He did the crime, but when the Lord calls him out for it,
He
he immediately started playing victim.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't bear that.
I can't bear. This iniquity is too
doing
hard
this.
for me to bear. Like this is too much for me.
Right.
But nigga, you just murdered your brother.
Yep.
And
What
try
you
to
mean?
and then try to lie to the Most High.
Yeah,
he
Like
talking
he didn't
big.
see it.
Oh, man.
that's Cainism for you.
That's why you know it's the same spirit, because he did it with Cainism. And where else did he do it? He did it right after Jacob got the blessing from Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but you ain't got another blessing. Nigga, you sold your blessing way back.
Is this not?
For that
Is this
problem.
not?
He's
Is
not
this
rightly
like
named
Jacob? The rightly named Jacob. You know, he stole
Yeah,
my
Yeah.
birthright. But 2 chapters ago, you sold it, and it said you despised your birthright.
Yeah.
But the devil is nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
This devil's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He's playing victim.
And that's a manipulation tactic.
Yep.
When you doing that, you're doing that to manipulate. You know, you want to change. You want to get the narrative changed very quickly to take the heat off of you.
And
And that's witchcraft.
That's what I'm saying. And what do they do?
That's how you know he's the serpent.
Yeah.
The serpent, he's more subtle than any beast of the field. So he's crafty with mind games.
And they
Like when a woman gets caught cheating, she turns into the victim. You know,
Yeah.
she starts crying and shit. You know, you don't spend enough time with me. She's the victim, bitch. You know,
Right.
you was doing wickedly.
Yeah.
That's the sentiment of these people. That's how they roll, man.
Yeah, hey, that like the scripture saying in Proverbs, she eateth from wipe of her mouth,
Yeah,
saying,
said,
I have done no wickedness. But Esau has the same attitude.
Same.
We ain't do nothing to nobody, but we're the most attacked. We're the most, you know.
right.
They can throw the anti-Sims card any which way.
And they get this.
All you,
But they
these
hate
criti-
when Jake throw the black card out there.
Yeah.
Come on,
They hate that shit. But they use it more than anybody in the earth.
Yep.
And they feel like they're rightfully owners to everything.
Yeah.
bro. They literally are angry that he compared the Holocaust to Planned Parenthood.
The Holocaust.
Like
That
how
ain't
dare
even
you how dare you say something like that?
Hey,
Yep.
the Holocaust lasted what? How many years? 6 years, 5 years,
Yeah.
whatever. Hey, the Planned Parenthood is still
Still
going.
It's over 100 million from
Yeah.
1970 to now. Over 100 million, Israelite babies have been aborted.
Right.
Cold thing about it, that's one small aspect of killing our people.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not the food, that's not the the pharmaceuticals, that's not even on cigarettes, the advertising,
And, hey,
gun violence, gang violence.
I wish we might need to invest, we might need to get a copy of it. But that book, Without Sanctuary.
Yeah.
I got it.
You got it? It shows you the images of Jake that was lynched and burned.
Yeah.
Now,
I was
real
gonna say,
quick,
we didn't even get back to that part.
real quick, somebody look up Holocaust in the etymology.
I got that book. I'm gonna bring it to camp. It's
Con.
heavy, but I'm gonna bring it.
Con.
You know, but it
Literally,
shows.
yeah.
It literally shows Jake with their genitals cut off,
Yeah.
hanging from trees, from light poles. We're talking about light poles big as this, and hung there for days.
Yeah.
And this is after slavery.
Motherfuckers taking pictures.
Yeah.
Big group of Edomites taking pictures and
Or
watching,
put-
laughing.
Put the shit on the postcard. On one of them it said, look at the barbecue that we had today.
That's where barbecues come from. Man. Picnics and barbecue.
Yeah.
It's from basically lynching and burning a nigga.
Right.
While the Edomite families, they gathered around and they had, you know, they little picnic baskets where they had they sandwiches, they chicken,
cornbread,
you know,
shit
they had a
gave us.
feast to murdering Jake, man.
What's the Levi's, right? The original Levi's.
Yeah,
that's what it's
Had the
about,
two
with the
horses with Jake in the middle.
Yeah.
And
We
pull
have
them
them
apart.
run
Yeah,
opposite ways to pull Jake apart.
I forgot what it's called.
but this man ain't the devil.
Leave back in the jeans. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this man ain't the devil. And he puts all this imagery, all this things, a lot of this shit right in your face. And you niggas don't even know the true meaning of it.
But when we're us expressing what happened to us
Right.
and comparing to what they're saying, this is considered hateful.
Yeah.
Right.
This is anti,
Because now they created the point where they can change the narrative where if you point the finger at somebody and label them, they can label you. We point the finger at them and label them. Hey, you're a killer. Look what you did to our people. You're a murderer. Look what you did to our people. It's in the history. No, that wasn't us. That was my great granddad.
But let's say, not all so-called Jays
Yeah.
are bad. Well, all of them are benefiting from the rape, robbery, and murder and slavery of these people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Y'all benefit from so-called white privilege.
hold on, real quick. Because the so-called average Edomites, not all of them were slave owners.
Right.
A lot of Amalekites, a lot of small hats, a lot of them actually owned slaves.
Right.
And their forefathers funded the actual slave trade.
Right.
A lot of people, they browse over that part. Yeah, we focus on the regular, the European Edomite that came over, but what about the small hats who were directly involved with
Yeah.
it?
The whole
And
operation.
then we can't forget about Cristobal Colon. He was one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on now, but he gets celebrated every year.
Yeah.
They don't like to bring out that history.
No,
They would have a hissy fit because they were trying to take down some of the statues.
And you got to understand the financial part of the slave trade.
Stock market.
Yeah, the stock
The
market.
stock market's based off of slavery, man.
Even-
Selling slaves. Even you got a birth certificate today. I did this before. Your social security number, you look that shit up, and you'll see your name, and you'll see your name attached to like one of the companies, man. Like
Yeah.
a Fortune 500 company.
corporation
They
owned
there's
it.
a
basically
price on it, too.
The corporations basically own you.
Right.
That's why every time you get your name on something in the mail, it's always capitalized.
All caps.
All caps.
And who at the top of that? The so-called Jays, man.
Con.
Yeah.
Capitis, Dominicio, something like that. Basically saying that you're a slave. When it's written like that, you're a slave to whoever sent it to you.
Yeah.
Real quick. Daniel 9 verse, I'll start at 11, but the point is in 12. It says, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him, and have confirmed his words which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
Right.
Nobody
just-
went through it like that.
Nobody. And we just talking about Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. We're not even getting into the northern kingdom, what this devil has done to them. What about the Native Americans? You killed over 100 million of them or more. All right. What about
Another
the
different Holocaust?
right?
Right.
What about the northern kingdom tribes? How you went over and colonized them and pushed Christianity and enslaved them and took them back to the what you call old world, to Europe, to be slaves over there.
Yep.
This is history. This is part of this man's history that no one wants to go into, but the prophets. These things can be, these records can be looked up. Okay,
On the internet.
on the internet,
Easy.
in these devil's libraries, all throughout the world.
Google search.
Hey, but they'll take the Holocaust, and that's like the most wicked thing that's ever happened to humans on
Anybody-
Earth.
That's how they humiliated Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They had a fucking rabbi come on this on his platform and pretty much sunned him,
Right.
humiliated him, and talked about the damn Holocaust
And
just
lied.
to shame him.
He lied,
and he
too.
couldn't say it, he was basically just a student listening to this
Yeah.
this so-called Jay go on about the Holocaust and how bad they got. He couldn't even ask no questions.
And here's the worst. So like,
You got it.
I just want to
No,
make
no,
a quick
go
point
ahead.
about that. He would not. Nick Cannon should have went, did his homework,
Right.
studied up about what actually went on, not what's in the history
The nigga
book.
probably
He was already
He probably
compromised. He already knew.
He already knew.
But up to that point, meeting with that rabbi, he was already compromised.
He was
Yeah,
He
yeah.
already
The
had
fact
to,
that
they
he
already
came
had
on
to
the
talk
show.
with him and said this is what's gonna go down, or what's that shit on MTV? All that shit
You
is
gonna
done.
lose Wild
You
and
gonna-
Out, all that shit.
all wilding out. Anything you got, we gonna bankrupt your
Mariah
ass.
gonna come back and
Yeah. You know,
Get you
hey, the
again.
true prophets, the true men of the Lord can't be bought. We can't be bought with your money, your entertainment, your opportunities in this world.
They got
Fuck
no-
this place,
got no
man.
501c3.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
The,
said,
the only you devils can do is what strike our videos.
Right.
But we still on the street speaking it.
And when you come down on us, we know we you know we're spiritually ready. It ain't a physical fight. When you come down on us, they know what's to come after that.
Hey, and we provoking this fight, talking all this shit,
Right.
so to speak, because it's a win-win for it's a win-win for us, man.
Right.
As long as we stay diligent with your house watching me on side, man, it's a win-win. Yeah, brothers still have one? I got a couple.
These brother Holocaust.
Yeah, get that.
It's the etymology of the word Holocaust. It says sacrifice by fire, a burnt offering, burn whole.
What?
Sacrifice by fire, a burnt offering, or a thing wholly burnt.
Being holy burnt. That's why I mentioned that book, Without Sanctuary. You know how many jakes got burnt up? You know how many
Hung
churches,
and then burnt.
hung and burnt? You know how many jakes got burned down in churches
Right.
down in the South
To this day.
to this day?
Right.
Come on, man. And then the children dying in the womb at Planned Parenthood, these abortions, those are like modern day sacrifices. You know? It's an offering.
Yeah.
All right? Those are modern day temples of Baal right there. You gonna tell me that's not a Holocaust?
Right.
Millions of them.
Ongoing Holocaust.
Yeah, still to this day. And your industry, the people who set that up, they benefit from it.
Yep.
And you can go deep in how they
Sanger,
Yep.
all these devils, man.
And they don't. You got to realize it's a more wicked devil behind Martin Sanger that funded that.
Yeah, of course.
She's
They-
in that top family.
Yeah,
those
because
top family.
you got to understand these devils. They got all the resources to do this.
Yeah.
It ain't like they just they just came up with this idea and they fundraising. No, these devils, the higher ups, they fund all of this wickedness.
Yeah.
You know.
Now this is how deep it goes. We talked about the hip hop situation where they did we want this in the music, to put the minds of the people to build up the prison industrial complex. You think they didn't do that with Planned Parenthood? Putting all these psychedelic drugs out there that make you feel good when you have sex and all this other stuff and putting it in the music and the vibration out there. Okay? They built the whole industry that they made money off of to further another industry that they were gonna make money off of.
Yeah, right.
They even take the fetuses and put it in the food, man.
Yeah. And eat it.
Yeah. Whether it's drinks, food, whatever, they use that, man.
Yeah.
Okay? They use it for their sacrifice to get into that left hand energy, abduction and killing rituals, all this shit, man.
Right.
It's just dark. All right? And like that's why you go out in the world and they're talking about these QAnon people, they talk about the Kabbalah, and they start talking about, all these different entities out there. Well, the truth is the only place you're going to see it all put into perspective in its proper order to show you how it's really laid out. Now, we don't know the deeper ins and outs, but we can put it in order for you so it now makes sense in a spiritual sense.
We can
and the truth with it.
We can identify who's behind this.
Exactly.
It ain't none of these people on this side.
Right.
It's some of these other nations, but who's the spearhead of that? Who's the head of the snake? This devil Esau. We don't got the resources to do none of this shit that this devil is doing.
Hey, when you read in Psalms 83 about the enemies who helped to, cut us off from being a nation, notice how Esau, Edomites are mentioned, but Amalek is mentioned separate from the
Yeah,
Edomites,
right.
but Amalek is a descendant of Esau. Why did that list Amalek and the Edomites?
Psalm 83, I'll start at the top. It says, keep not thou silent, O power Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent.
And you know who will fight the hardest to keep us from knowing who we are? The very same people who took what we were.
And that are benefiting from that.
Con.
I keep bringing up this identity thief deal. If you steal somebody's identity, the main thing you got to make sure is that guy don't come back for his identity.
Right. It's like Face Off
If that's exactly right.
with John Travolta and
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, man.
When he came back for his identity, that's when the problem started. He had to go back and be his identity to even get close to him to do it.
Right.
A good movie, but at the same time, this is no different. The Man in the Iron Mask is a great story that picks that up. Okay, they were twins, but one killed. Look, twins that one killed the. Well, he prisonered the other one, and then they finally broke him out, and they went to go get the crown. That's why he was like, I better kill this guy. He's gonna take everything from me.
Hey, that's it's kind of
That's the
essentially
story.
what Esau's going to do.
Yeah.
You know, when he comes in like a flood, when this devil finally rolls on, he's going to try to kill the prophets, because I always say this: the prophets are what stands in between Esau and their new world order.
Yep.
You know, if
in the earthly sense,
in
right?
an earthly sense,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
So he gonna have to come in to try to, you know, save his, like you said, save his identity. You know, so he doesn't get exposed completely. You know, we at a level now, but once this devil gets completely exposed, that's when he gonna have to say, man, fuck it. What do I got to lose?
And
I
like
gotta go in.
And Kanye, right? Because Kanye, we just say that in the car, didn't we? About coming in with that flood, because Kanye didn't put the conversation out there, and now this man is being revealed to the world. Now the prophets knew who he was, and we've been exposing him, but now the narrative is starting to open up. Hold on, he's not the J,
Right.
he's not the real one. So now he's the red one, which they were never red, okay? But now he's exposing the whole conversation.
Hey,
About
whatever.
who this man actually is, the devil.
Whatever Kanye knows, he got it from the prophets, man.
Right.
Whatever, yeah, he's bugged out. We know that, but he still knows some form of truth. He knows who they are, and who knows who he is. You know.
I'm gonna read a little more on this real quick. Then I look at it. It says, for they have consulted with one consent, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, whatever. It says Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah.
Right.
So it just named all the nations pretty much, but as the brother was highlighting in this chapter, it named the Edomites, and then it also named the Amalekites.
It says
That's who they really are.
I looked up that word confederate, and it's bereth, covenant, alliance, pledge between men, treaty, alliance, league, you know, ordinance, agreement, pledge, alliance, friendship, marriage. All these nations were in agreement that let's keep these people in the dark, in subjection, or under us, and then we'll all prosper.
Yep.
That was the ultimate plan. But we're going to be at the top.
Yep.
And everyone else is going to get the crumbs.
Yeah, why did the United Nations, why did they establish Palestine? Why did they allow for you to come into the land and part the land and give you a portion of our land, and acknowledge you as the people of that land when you're clearly not? According to in Numbers, it says that the children of Israel will not be reckoned among the nations.
Right.
But yet, you have a seat in the UN. And they're the one that established you know, the Israeli-Palestine region. So they acknowledge that you are the people and that's your land. But what about us?
You come from Ham, or you're African. They tell us any and everything.
This woman, she.
I think she's taking this shit up there. Other matters.
Well,
But that's what they've done. They, you know, took our identity, basically. You know,
Yeah, man.
in the form of their Belfort Declaration. That's not biblical. Where'd you say in the scriptures that you know in 1948 they're going to be a I'm going to, you know, in the year yada 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 we're going to coming back into the land. The Lord said in Isaiah the 14th chapter that I will put you in the land. You know, ain't no declaration, ain't no papers, no paperwork going to put us back in the land. That's the Lord's job.
And it also it says over and over in the prophecy that both Judah, the kingdom of Judah, and the kingdom of Israel will walk together and come into Jerusalem.
they don't even acknowledge the northern
They don't even
kingdom.
acknowledge none of the other tribes. You got to identify the other tribes too.
Tribes, yeah.
Right.
It didn't say that just Judah was going to return.
Yeah, they
Judah
have
and
names
Levi.
like Benjamin and Levi, but
Yeah.
they all call themselves Judah.
Yehudis, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a curse that breaks it down a little bit. This is Deuteronomy 28:37. It says, matter of fact, I'm starting with 36. It says, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, into a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And that's true about us.
Yep.
We ain't, they're over there supposedly following their religion, Judaism, right? But what happened to the other wood and stone gods that they were supposed to be with the curses? They're out of the curses, right?
Who
So
lift-
we're over here.
Who lifted the curses?
Right,
Off of.
where's Yahushua at? Right? It says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword, not known as the children of Israel, not known by our tribe, you know. But call everything else niggas, blacks, colors and shit,
Yeah.
Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, all types of other native savages, all kind of things that we're called instead of our true identity. Right? It says this is a curse.
They could come out and say, well, we're being called names.
Right.
They call us, you know, the K word. I can't even say it on the camera.
You know, it's gonna cut the power off. Shit, you say that word.
Cut the fire off.
Yeah.
Satellite gonna fall on the camera.
But mainly that comes from the people that you already rival with.
Yeah.
Them damn Nazis call you that.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody else don't really call you out your name. They refer everybody's bamboozled and under the impression that you are those people. So they refer to you by the name of our forefather Judah.
Yeah, we don't have a slur for you. We
Huh.
just call you your real name.
Yeah. And that's
Edom.
That's a
That's
slur.
the one that hurts the worst.
Yeah. That's a slur to them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's who they are.
Uh-huh. The real name. It says, and among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. Jump down to verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee. This is the ones that's every day
Perfect.
that we got to deal with, right? They still gonna be above us because we can't get to those elites. They so far up, they don't even be around Jake like that.
No, but when you need a bank loan, a car loan, you know, when you, all these big purchases that you have to make in this place, you have to go to their banks.
You about to read that part with the tail
And the
and the
lenders.
Yeah, I'm about to-
yeah.
And the lenders.
Huh?
Yeah, I was about to say it. And 43 again says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
So who is lending to the so-called J?
Right.
Nobody.
They're giving to him.
They
ain't lending to
no,
him.
they don't want to lend to them. They're lending and using usury to rule these nations to keep the people in debt. You know, that's what it says in was it Habakkuk 2 that we brought out yesterday, that he would rule with
He related himself with
thick clay.
There's so much devil that they got their. It is poor Amalekites, man.
Yeah.
It's Amalekites that's real poor. You know, it's down there like the Jake level. You know, but yeah, these devils at the top, man, they don't give a fuck about their own people.
Nope.
You know, they just so greedy like that, man. Devils.
I got a little bit more because it ties it all to us, right? It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed because thou hearken. And when you read these curses, you can see them on our people. It's getting destroyed on every level. Not making enough money, not being healthy, bad diet, just cursing each other until we want to fight each other.
Right.
You know, our evil toward one another. Just all types of situations for destruction amongst our people.
Bro, all you gotta do is read that and just use the process of elimination.
Right.
And there you go. You said all these. But not, like you said, that's why when you read, nothing has happened like it's happened unto us.
Yep.
Right? It says, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Going back to what you said. Process of elimination. Who fits this the most? Who went through this? Boom. Who went through that? Boom. Okay, they went through that too, but did they go through that, and that? These people went through all those things and then some.
Yeah.
Okay, and that fits us, man. And the spirit, which is the biggest part, truly fits us.
And the scripture says,
Well, you got it.
I was just gonna say the scripture say we don't go to the enemy for the one of all things. Ain't nobody coming to Jake, man. We ain't even got nothing to give.
That's right.
Oh, hey, real quick, because it said that we would be the tail and they would be the head.
Yep.
And the head would be who would be lending to the tail, right?
Yep.
Right.
Go, somebody find Numbers. Go to Numbers 24, and I believe it's around the 18th verse. Get that real quick for me. Just to tie it in real quick.
Now I got a little more on this too.
Yep.
Since brother said that.
Let me get it right now.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's Numbers 18, it's like 24 and verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion. And shall
Go up a few verses. I want to where it says that he was the first of the nations. Talking about Amalek.
No, that's verse 20.
Oh, so okay. So keep reading
Yeah,
down
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Keep reading down.
verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies.
And that's talking about the aftermath of when they get brought down.
Yeah.
Yahweh Shah is going to take them down, and we're going to possess their land. All right, go ahead.
And Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob
So the
shall...
Lord called the end from the beginning.
Yep.
This is way back in that time.
Yeah, we wrote this down for Moses.
That was Balaam. The vision that Balaam got. You know. Go ahead.
Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that. And his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
The Lord got it out for him.
Right.
And he singled out Amalek.
Latter end.
The latter end is that you shall be destroyed forever, man. Like he said, you will be his ending. This is a nation that I will have indignation forever.
Yeah.
So the Lord, he has a vendetta, an ongoing, an everlasting vendetta against you.
Right.
And you see why. We've been at war with especially with that particular group of Edomites. We've been at war with them constantly. Constantly, man.
He always had a special hatred for us.
Special. And they always had a higher position.
Haman was Agagite.
Yeah, he was.
Con.
But that comes from
Amalek.
Yeah.
That's why Saul was supposed to.
Supposed to eradicate. He was supposed to exterminate them, and he didn't do it.
Left the king.
Left him, man. Samuel had to finish the job.
Yeah.
You know, but I wanted somebody to look up that term first. It said that he would be the first of the nations. Remember,
Numbers 24.
Esau had multiple sons, but you had his son, but he also had dukes. Somebody look up Dukes.
I got verse.
Yep.
Verse is Rashith.
Verse
Verse
in the Hebrew is Ra'ashith. Go ahead.
First, beginning, best, chief. Let me go down to the.
And when you go to the root of it, the word is Ra'ash, which basically means the head.
Yeah, here it goes. Here it is in the.
Yep.
In the whatever was that called? Lexicon. Not
Yeah, the Chaldean lexicon.
Head, chief.
You should be the head and now should be the tail.
Yep, head chief. Yeah.
The boss, the chief,
The first
CEO,
of its kind. Yeah, but
president,
yeah, chief, head.
the governor.
Yeah. And who's the head of the Edomites right now?
Who's the top of who's at the top of the Edomite hierarchy?
Matter of fact, somebody grab. We bloated this off this one. Get Job 9 real quick.
Oh, we read it.
We read it
Oh, you
earlier.
okay? Count.
bring it
Pray,
back.
pray.
Hey, if somebody can find that when David said, "I've become the head of the heathen," I believe it's in Samuel, second Samuel 22 and 44. Somebody can get that real quick.
You want the word?
Yeah, I want the word head. Because the word for first, when it says that Amalek will be the first of the nations, the Hebrew word is Ra'ashia.
It's the Hebrew word Rash.
Like I said, that was the root word.
Yeah, head, top, summit.
So, but read the verse first.
Verse
and then,
first?
And then we can read the word.
Second Samuel.
2 Samuel 22 and 44.
Thou also hast delivered me from the striving of my people. Thou hast kept me to be the head of the heathen.
Thou has kept me to be the head of the heathen. That means that basically David, you know, his royal position, him being the king, he was the head honcho. He was over everybody. All the nations had to come up under him. They all had to be subject to him.
Pay tribute
They had
to
to
him.
pay tribute to him. They had to serve in his military. You know, if he wanted something built, he had a heathen build it. That's why when Solomon sat on the throne, the heathen pretty much was like for example, who did he get to build the temple? And his own home?
Yeah.
He was a heathen. Habith,
Yep, to physically do it.
you know. So they was considered the chief. They were the heads. All right, they were the top hierarchy.
Same
Right.
thing on a reverse of Pharaoh with us in Egypt.
Huh.
What do you think we saw all this work and we was talking about? What do you think we were building? Up Egypt,
Exactly.
including the pyramids.
The Pharaoh, he's the head. All right. So who's the head of this current setup? The powers that be.
Right, like Kanye was saying.
Who runs the industries? Who we paying our taxes to?
Yep.
Hey,
You know?
and in past times, these heads, it was known who was the pharaoh. It was known, you know. But now, it was secrecy. They wanted to keep it a secret forever.
Yeah.
That they were the ones actually ruling everything behind closed doors. You didn't know about these guys for the longest time.
Secret council of the wicked.
You know, the secret council of the wicked, man. That was where their power lay, in their secrecy.
In their
You know?
secret societies.
Exactly.
In their deception.
I got it real quick. So, Psalm 63 and verse 2. Well, I started 1
Psalm
to
64.
Yes, Salaki 64. Yep, 64. It says, "Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect."
That goes with that brother just said. They have
Yeah.
to do things in secrecy.
They hide it in the food. They hide it in their books. They hide it in their laws.
Right.
They have a lot of ways of hiding major propaganda and major what I'm looking for, basically detriments against the people. Like I'll bring one out, fluoride, right? Fluoride is in a bunch of toothpaste, and you gotta be not Zest, Colgate, Smile, or whatever, but it got the shit that fucks you up.
Water.
In the water, saying it makes teeth strong, but it's really making you crazy on the inside, calcifying your pineal. Like, if they do a bunch of secret shit like the MSG, monosodium glutamate, it does a bunch of things like that. What was the other one that they said?
Fructus syrup.
Fructose syrup.
What was that one that they just talked about? They said it's known to be cancerous. There was one that just came up. The one that just
Not
came
the one in
up.
the cereal, right?
Was it,
Did it die?
it was something recent, like
Starburst?
Was it all of these things.
Everything.
But anyway, but it's in everything. But it's only in the low level stuff that low level people, the poor people can get to.
Right.
They don't use it. They don't use hand sanitizer. They
Right.
got fucking belly fat soap. The fucking soap off of what's that movie, Fight Club and shit, man. You know, they got better shit out there. And it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfectly. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not, because you don't see him. It's just coming out of these companies, Johnson & Johnson.
Right.
This talc. The talc that was in there's all types of that. Yeah, all these different companies got all this stuff that's bad for you. There's the parent company that's pushing this out on the people. And we're telling you,
Shampoos.
was it the
Yeah, I
shampoo?
think they're shampoos.
Was it shampoo? I know nail, but I think it was shampoo. Yeah, it was a shampoo recently.
Damn.
That they said even shampoo will give you cancer. There's something in it.
Certain hair products.
Yeah. And it's like the J shit. You know it's the J stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, petroleum, which is in everything.
Yeah, your farming kids, petroleum based.
Yeah.
Right. And who owns that industry?
It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune to lay snares privately.
And those are all those snares that they're, laying privately, in secrecy. It's traps and snares through the food, like the brother was saying, shampoo, any and everything that we consume in this society, this devil got their hands on, is wicked, and it essentially kills you. If you use that shit long enough.
You think they not into that miracle marijuana? Yeah, right. The
Right.
moment they got it in the laboratory, they put their things in there.
They're gonna start selling weed at gas stations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot where they was selling.
You know?
Yeah.
So who goes? And it's gonna be mostly in these ghetto ass neighborhoods.
Who's gaining off all of this dispensaries and shit? Edomites. Where do you gotta go get the licensing and for all this shit from? Them. And, you always got a nigga talking about they gonna start a dispensary. Man, get out of here, man.
Where y'all at? Where y'all at?
These Edomites they're gonna eat off this. These Edomites eat off everything that we do.
Yep.
And why can't you niggas realize that and get out of this place?
They
Spiritually. These niggas
These
is
niggas. Niggas, man.
Dangle a fucking quarter ounce in front of them, and some Henny.
They go get the JAB.
shit.
Didn't they get that as an incentive to the JAB?
Yeah,
A few
giving out
ounces
ounces or some shit. Yeah.
Last one, you got it, brother. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. That's how they know what works on us, right? Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart of both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah, the human mind is very cunning. Yeah. Especially him.
Yeah, and desperately wicked, right? So what's he gonna? That's his spirit anyway. So what's he gonna be delving into? To see how much wickedness and destruction he can push on on his brother Jacob.
And he's good at hiding shit in plain view.
Yeah.
Like imagery.
A lot of images. It's to put hexes on you.
Yeah.
This motherfucker. He's that's how good he is at deception, that he can put it right in your face.
Yeah.
Literally. He could put it right in your face, man.
Somebody told me something about the liquor store, right? You go to the liquor store. Why is tobacco marketed like candy?
Yeah.
It's right there, eye level, down here, in bright colors and shiny and all types of shit. Just like candy would be to get the attention of who? The kids that's right there growing up seeing it. They sip it. They go smoking. On and on and on. They put all this shit in the cartoons, the vibration, that alphabet soup is in the cartoons. All of it, man.
Yeah.
Got it.
Even the drugstores.
Yeah.
Every Walgreens got that witch pot symbol on it.
Yeah. Right on the outside.
They're telling you right there that those drug houses is witchcraft, witch houses. You're doing sorcery when you play around with the drugs.
Hey, but they threw us under the bus in the '80s with that with them drug selling.
Just say no.
Just say no
the
dares.
Just say no. But I'm trying to think of the operation that they did. I forgot the name of the operation. Where they remember he had that Jake go sell him a thing of crack, then they went and busted him across the street from the White House.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of that actual operation that they did. It was under Bush. But anyway, they did that. But then they the biggest drug dealers though, because they selling it and they drugs illegal. But they just went and stole the drugs out of the Middle East and opium fields, and now they push it on the people. Now there's an opioid epidemic.
They showed you that in that American Gangster movie.
Yep.
With Denzel with the fucking heroin and shit.
Yep.
Actually,
Let it push right
American, was it American Gang or something like that?
American
Oh,
Gangster.
No, this the other with
the Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of
American
something. Yeah. I can't think of it. But it tells about that too.
American Me or something like that. Some
It's
shit.
not me. It's something else.
Yeah.
Though. So it starts with America.
Yeah,
Somebody-
like they got a fentanyl problem. Where's this thing coming from?
Right.
Right. You know where they try to say it's coming from? Jake in Mexico. They always busting some Jake down in we got a big old bus. Fuck no.
Nah, that whole Contra, the Iranian Contra scandal, going back in the 80s.
Yep.
That was their operations.
Yeah, hey,
That was the CIA, and they told you that in that show Snowfall.
Right.
Who was Franklin's ultimate connect?
Right.
You had the white boy CIA dude, and they was doing deals with who?
Yeah.
That small hat.
Small.
Yeah.
They went to him he was the plug.
Yeah.
Right.
Dang.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
To give him all the guns.
Oh, you
He had
talking
all
about,
the guns.
What was his name?
Lord of War.
I want to.
Huh?
Damn. What was his name? I can't think
No,
of
I'm
his
talking
name.
about that show, Snowfall.
Snowfall.
But Lord of War was the same thing with,
Right.
With Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Showing you their history. That movie was American
Yeah,
made,
American
yeah.
Made,
But he
yeah.
was
Something like
transporter. He was a
Alfred,
transporter, I
something
think.
like that.
I ain't seen the movie, but I heard it was good.
Yeah, I saw it. It was good.
That was his name was
I ain't seen Snowfall.
what's his name, man?
I got it, bro.
Avi.
Avi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them small hat names. Too.
Right.
Yeah. He was the plug for Franklin, man.
Right.
He had to connect to the guns, and every time he would meet with him, he's sitting up in his big ass mansion in the hills.
Hey.
Got parties going on, got bitches doing lines, snorting up all type of coke. You know what I'm saying?
But
just going wild and shit.
But just like a I want to say it, emblem,
Small hat.
Small hat.
Say 1948 in a small hat. We got to speak in code. We're talking about these devils.
Nothing would stick to him.
Come.
Yeah.
Nothing
Never
sticks
get
to these
crime.
people.
Crime.
No crimes. They get court dates pushed back where that shit is just swept under the rug.
They come in, they see their name, they come in with the hand gestures.
Yeah.
They come in with all of that. The
They
symbolism, the pen,
Come
to
on,
have a certain.
Yeah.
They're the top lawyers.
they're above the law, man.
Right.
They have these judges and these prosecutors and these. Everybody is in their pockets.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These guys don't. They're outside of the law, man.
They have more than-
Okay. No, the law don't apply to them.
Right.
They get away with everything.
Ain't nothing to stick to them.
I got a
Yeah.
precept. Deuteronomy 25:17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt,
Yep.
how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee.
Yeah, those at the back of the line, basically, they start attacking those at the back. And when a brother was breaking, I forgot exactly how it goes, but they was talking about who's at the back of the line.
Right, it tells
So
you
when
right.
we move. It does?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Even all that were feeble behind thee,
Yep.
when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy powers have given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it.
Man. Don't forget it. The Most High, he always, his attitude towards them was, man, I'm gonna hold it, because the scriptures say we're not supposed to grudge, right? But with them in particular,
Yeah.
I ain't forgetting nothing.
Right.
Right.
You know how Jake be like, hey, I never forgot, homie. Like, I'll never forget that.
We got
That's the
it's
type
on
of shit
sight.
that keep the gangs fighting for decades against
That's
each
on
other.
sight.
Because of some shit that happened 30 years ago,
Yep.
you know, the nigga that got robbed or killed over a chick, and because he's my family, I got to gripe with you.
Right.
So I'm gonna go
My
and
kids gonna pass it down.
retaliate,
Yep.
and then it's gonna pass down. Well, hey, the Most High, he has that attitude towards
Amalek.
our actual enemy,
Yeah, yeah.
which is especially Amalek, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, you was the first nation we had to worry about when we walked into the wilderness. Our first war was with your ass.
Your brother was breaking down, but it said the feeble, he broke down how we would travel. It would be an elder or two in the front. Then it was like the younger people. Then it was like the body of the women and children in the middle. Then it was like the elderly and the feeble behind it. Then it was like the young, but some of the warriors were in the back too, to
Yeah.
protect us from the back. That's why they attacked. But mostly you would have your warriors more up front though.
Right.
You know, and there was just a few in the back just to make sure they didn't fall too far behind without protection. And that's who would come in and try to take us down from with our elderly people.
Yeah. Well, that's how the devil works, man. He's
Yeah, underhand.
man.
Just come to war with us. man.
Yeah, just be a man, you know. This devil's none of that, man. He's gonna try to be slick in any type of way, man, to try to take you Jakes over, man. He's been doing it. You know?
Yeah, man, right?
Psalms 10. I will start at verse 9. It says, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
Yeah.
He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it.
Right. Through, like you said earlier, through process of elimination, who's the poor?
Yeah,
The majority of the poor are these people on this side.
yeah. In the
All right?
world.
In the world.
Yeah.
So, hey, his eyes is privily set against the poor.
Look at Haiti right now.
Yeah.
Why are they in such a big uproar? And who are they calling to get to basically, you know, leave, get the fuck out of here? We don't want you here. They're calling on basically for Russia to get rid of Western imposed governments that's over there. You know, these
Classic
Edomite, you know, top people that's over there.
It's
You know?
a classic play. They bomb a country, they destroy a country, and they bring their government in on that land to rebuild. Now they've established themselves in that land now.
But it's witchcraft, because the people that in that country are looking at them like they actually come here to help. These people
Yeah.
are for us. When in actuality, they were, like the brother said, they were the ones that caused your distress, caused your anguish, caused your country to be war torn.
Yeah.
You know, that's that witchcraft that this devil has put throughout the four winds of the world to make you think that he's for you and he's a good man, and you know he's behind any and everything that's wicked in this world, even the wickedness of our people. He pushes that shit.
Yeah,
You know?
hey, that's why it says in Malachi that he would be the border of wickedness. Everywhere he has power and control, where he's predominant, it's nothing but wickedness. It's lawless there.
Right.
I did a lesson on it a couple of days back, where it shows all the countries that are anti-LGBTQ. And there was a lot of list of countries that ain't with that shit, but they all are predominantly Eastern countries.
Right.
They're mostly African countries, and like East Asian countries. Most of the Caribbean.
Right.
But the countries that was not listed were all Western countries,
All ran by him.
which is all run by Edom.
Right.
So that shows you right there, man. He's the border of wickedness. You know, everywhere you find this devil, it's gonna be lawlessness. It's gonna be degeneracy. It's gonna be disturbance. It's gonna be war.
Right.
Yep.
I looked up that word border, and it's H1366,
Yep.
and it says Gibol, and it says border or territory enclosed within a border. It says region or territory of darkness. Shit.
Yep, and that's what it is, lack of wisdom.
Okay.
And darkness.
And this is Babylon is that place of darkness.
Yep.
It says that in Job, where the light is as darkness,
Yep.
without order.
The valley of shadow of death.
Con.
The shadow.
Cause who's in power? The rulers of the darkness of this world, man. You know? All the people are in darkness because they following after the devil, the serpent. You know? He the one that told you that, you know, good was evil and evil was good.
Yep.
So you're gonna put darkness for light and light for darkness. You know? Telling these children,
They could change their genders.
yeah, it's okay.
You know,
There's nothing wrong with that. It's normal.
Having drag queens at children's
Yeah.
schools, reading them books, having strip, taking them to most strip clubs and stuff, man. Goodness.
And here's the coldest part. Got these young kids got it in their mind and want to change it surgically, but who's the surgeons doing it?
Yeah.
They are. They're getting benefited off of these surgeries.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, you know, because it listed all those Middle Eastern countries too. All those Middle Eastern countries, because we know they, for the most part, they practice Islam. So they're not with that.
Yeah.
But you know, one of the only Middle Eastern countries that wasn't listed,
Saudi Arabia.
the land of Israel.
Oh, Israel.
I think maybe Pakistan might have been on that.
No, that was
Pakistan not with that
They
shit.
ain't with that shit over there.
A lot of them
All
Middle
those
Eastern
countries over there,
they're not with that
they
shit.
ain't with that, bro. But one of the only Middle Eastern country that was not listed in that video was that place, the land of Israel. Because the land of Israel is now the border of wickedness.
Because that lifestyle promotes this lawlessness,
Yeah.
not just amongst their men, but amongst their women. And that shit is completely out of order over there in the Middle East. That's what they're fighting for now. You got, what was it, Iran? You got women out there fighting with, not fighting, but so-called fighting for rights and shit, protesting. They're not with that shit.
Taking their hijabs off and shit.
Yeah, you should. I seen a thing where it was a graduation and the girl had her hijab off, and you know they come up to get their diplomas.
Yeah.
The guy just threw that shit on the table. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know. But that's that Babylonian wine that this devil has been pushing
That's the West.
throughout the four winds of the world, where these nations, they like, man, we're not with this shit.
Hey, that movie
They gon-
Black Adam, I watched that yesterday. It highlights Esau wickedness, man.
Okay.
You know how they go from country to country trying to impose their power on people. You know,
Philosophy, democracy.
Yep.
Somebody else still read? I got some.
Yep.
Psalm 73. Psalm of Asaph. It says, I'll start at verse 3. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And that Dave Chappelle, in his comedy special, he said he don't like that movement because he's jealous of that alphabet movement, which is pushed by Amalek, and you know, so because they're what do you say, second class citizen until they gotta be white.
Right.
You know, and that's how they play the game. So they can still be a second class citizen until they need it. So use the most persecuted sim out there until you empower.
Right.
You know. So
And peep their hand
you got
behind
money.
their hand behind the LGBTQ movement.
Right.
Yep.
Who's behind the civil rights movement?
Yep. It's them.
That was them.
Who's behind BL?
Who's behind Bayer Rustin?
Right.
Who's behind? Who wrote MLK's I Had a Dream speech? They had their hand in that, man. And this one, Jake folded and thought that they had a fucking like they really thought that they had a fucking friend
Yeah.
who was gonna come over and save the day.
White allies, they call them.
They thought they had an ally, man.
They thought they was equal.
They joined heads
Yeah.
with the devil. And what came from that?
Yeah.
Feminism,
But see what happened was
women's liberation.
Yep.
We had the civil
Planned
rights.
Parenthood.
You had the civil rights movement, but that birthed
Keeping your kids.
the rainbow.
The Mo movement.
LGBT.
Yeah,
When you talk about that Aaron Russo, what's the rascal dude voice, man? That's got billions that got to pay.
Alex Jones.
Bill
We had
Hicks.
we had that conversation. He even said it keeps them out of the school, the parents out of raising their own kids, puts the kids in the school to be indoctrinated, and then now they got to pay more taxes. This was a scheme.
all
I said,
set
man,
up.
that's messed up. Why would you do that? I said, man, what do you care?
Yeah.
That sound like that.
The Rockefellers.
Yeah,
That was the Rockefellers.
But the whole civil rights is, in my opinion, was when a lot of the older people around that age, our parents, that's when they folded.
Yep.
That's when they just said, okay, you know, let's be like unto this man. He's giving us rights.
Let's integrate.
It's integrate con. And they just
Fucked us up.
fucked us up, fucked up their kids, which are us now. Some of us, you know, and then
Now look at our kids.
right, exactly. What did that lead to? All these degenerates now.
The Proverbs 12 and 26, somebody. That was something we was never supposed to do.
Right.
That was something we was never supposed to do. We was not supposed to come together
I'm
like that.
gonna quote it when King David was like, I wouldn't have them to lay with the dogs of my flock.
That was
That's
Job.
No, to like your Job. Right. Yes. Like, why? Because he knew they were perverting.
Right.
Pervert the situation. You integrate with them, their wicked ass spirit rubs off for you.
And how low they are.
Yeah.
He said that because they're that low.
Hey, and
They're fouler than the earth.
And during that integration, what did that allow this devil to do? Get close to us.
Yep.
So they could, like you said, integrate and change things and change our ways of life, change our ways of thinking to really destroy us.
They figured out a way to get close to us to get to our window.
Yep.
Yeah.
Break our family down.
Because what happened
Same thing.
in the garden,
During the civil rights.
spirit.
Adam
That's
was
spirit,
never
bro.
supposed to allow
Right.
Eve to get close to the serpent.
Right.
The serpent managed to get close to Eve and
God
beguiled her
took us all
and
down.
destroyed her.
We
We
about to
fell.
say that.
We fell. And through her came the
We all
beginning of
died.
sin, and we all died.
Yep.
That was like, it was like a reenactment of that in the 60s.
Kind
The civil rights.
That's how the Most
She
High
bought
works.
into that.
Yeah.
She bought into the
Women's live and
And that's
suffrage.
the
She bought it.
children
She
pushing
ate 'em.
that women's live. Men that are conquered by women and women.
Hey, Proverbs 2, if somebody also get Proverbs 23. You're not supposed to eat the bread of him to have an evil eye.
Yep.
She chowed down on
Yeah.
that bullshit that they was feeding her.
Hey, the slave time, she was getting stuff from the master's house when she was being a bellboy for the master.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And so it was perverting, he was perverting her as he was sexing her down. Then she go back and send that to the household.
At one point, it was almost at the beginning. It was she was fighting it, but eventually she began to get comfortable in Master's house and in his company,
Yes, sure.
and began to take advantage of the benefits that she was, you know, this devil was giving her. It's the same thing today.
She began to desire it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Cause I'm about to bring back food for my kids.
Mhm.
I'm about to get some.
I got
My husband tired as hell.
Yep.
You know, cold-blooded game.
You got it?
Proverbs 23 from the top. When thou sittest to eat with the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat. And put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat.
That's
Deceitful meat.
Let me
He
get
gave Eve some deceitful meat.
Let me get Ciroc 12.
So that whole civil rights, that whole women's lib, that you know, third, fourth wave feminism, that was all deceitful meat. Because you ate it and it felt good, you know, it tastes good, but look how you're looking.
Look at the end
You're
result.
terminally ill now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was toxic.
Yeah.
It's like the JAB.
Yeah.
It was
Like-
toxic.
Yeah.
It's fucking killing you.
Right. Like the
Now you're the least desired. Now you're the least married.
Yeah. Out of wedlock.
Now your family structure is totally broken.
You're the leader in horror culture.
Yeah.
yeah, stock culture.
Yeah,
Stock
when it
culture.
used to be the Edomite woman.
Right.
Huh.
You've overtaken her.
The Edomite woman is still a big slut, but
You
she's
taking
overshadowed by the Israelite woman.
Our woman.
Right there to go.
You talking about Jeremiah 5:28?
Is that what it
They're
says?
waxing fat, they've overpassed the deed to the wicked.
They overpass. They overpass the deed to the wicked man.
There it is. I think it was a little more though.
Verse 4. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom.
And you know what? That goes with what you were reading. I was envious when I saw
I
the
feel
prosperity
bad
of the wicked, because that's what our people they see the riches that this devil has and the way he lives, and they want to adhere to his lifestyles and his ways of life and his philosophies, because they think that gain is their godliness. They think that shit, this devil could do it. I'm smarter than him. I look better than him. I'm more athletic than him. I got more style. I could do it better than him. And what do? It ends up being a trap and a snare, because you lay in the bed with this devil and want those things, the glory, the money, the fame like this devil has, and you're tied to that. You know, you can't shake it. You can't, you know, it's just a trap ultimately.
That's why it was beautiful when he said, and they put the knife to thy throat.
Yeah.
Because now you got to make a cold decision.
Lose my life?
What's the one that Yahweh quoted? What is it if he gain the whole world but lose his soul?
Yep.
And that's the position they put you in to get that type of riches and prosperity. But let's go back.
Verse 5. For thou set thine eyes upon that which is not, for riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye,
There it
neither
is.
desire thou his dainty meats.
Because the way he get, look, I always tell brother about David the Edomite, right? This motherfucker can lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, and shit just work out. The moment me and the other home, the Jakes around, would do it, shit would all go wrong.
Yep.
It never lined up when we lied, cheat, and steal. And when we told the truth, it didn't really work out as good as his shit did either. But when he went the far left way, it just would work out. Because it was set up that way. It's in his spirit to be that way.
Right.
When I used to say, when he do evil, he do the right thing, according to him. But when we do it evil, it's wrong.
We get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get
They supposed
exposed.
to be doing that, yeah.
We go to jail. We, you know,
Yeah.
we take on we have to deal with the consequences
Yeah.
right away,
Yeah.
while they get to,
Yeah.
you know,
Because they're bastards.
right.
The Lord, you don't get chastened, you're a bastard. But read that last verse again. Eat not the bread of him that had the evil eye.
Verse 6. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee.
His heart is not with you. So you think he got your best interests because he's actually coming over and feeding you. You know, he's giving you something that you know that you can appreciate. You know,
That's actually you think that's helping you.
You think he's helping you. You think he's really coming to actually help you, benefit you. But that's where he can use that to his advantage, and stab you and stab you right in the back, man.
Hey, we the Native Americans.
Yeah,
The whole Thanksgiving set up. We coming into that time.
Hey, we hey, Black Lives Matter, for example.
Yep.
We called that out years ago. That whole organization that it was not for you.
Yeah.
That whole shit was set up. All right.
George Soros.
Soros funded that, and hey, you can't even bring his name up now.
Right.
It's like the
Say shit.
it's the devil and the serpent all over. George Soros funded it and got the nigga woman to be the face.
Yeah.
Right? To get all you niggas to buy into it, to donate your money. And that, you know what's crazy? That's just like a investment for him.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna give y'all 10 million to get this shit started, and I'm gonna collect 100 million on the back end. Because everyone's talking about where happened to all the donations for Black Lives Matter. It went back to the motherfucking Edomite that started the shit. You know?
And the nigga woman, here come Eve.
Got her piece.
She got her meat.
Yeah. Hey,
She got her dainty meat.
What fucked up is she the one that got exposed at the end.
Yeah.
She had a mansion in Beverly Hills or somewhere. You know?
Yeah. Where did she learn that? Where did she learn that from? Where did she get that spirit from? From her lover, the serpent. She learned well from the serpent, man.
Right.
You know?
But she got to get punished though.
Oh yeah.
She gonna catch her punishment though. Go hand join in hand.
Right.
So not go unpunished.
Hey, but I'm the reason why I'm bringing up BLM is because what's also attached with that movement,
Yep.
the rainbow community. That's literally is hidden, but is right there. That's really their movement.
It's one and the same.
It's one and the same.
During those marches, you had that community marching with them, talking about, "Oh, we're in the same fight."
Right.
Exactly.
And then these niggas, that just went over these niggas' head. They didn't see
They
that.
didn't see that. But that's literally what that movement is.
Just
And
like
guess
the
what?
last-
Guess who spearheaded that? Going back to the civil rights movement,
Yep.
they arrested.
Yep. Even
That's
with-
why that term homophobe. They use that term as such a popularized term because it's used to shame anybody that comes against that movement. That term was coined in the same exact time as the civil rights era.
Yeah.
It was coined in the 60s.
And that's
Come
one of
on,
the
man.
words where
It was all set. This shit was all set up,
and
man.
that word's been sensationalized. And I'm trying to think of the other word for it. Well, it's like a buzzword. The moment you
looking
say
for it.
that, just like the anti-Semitism, the moment you say that,
Yeah, the
it
moment-
has a certain
Yeah. Vibration
stigma
like
to it.
that.
Yeah, oh no, oh my bad. It checks you, right?
You want to
But
read
the
it? You can
real,
read it.
but the
Okay,
real
go.
understanding of the word, it don't even mean. It ain't even as extreme as they use it for, as the vibration of it is now. Yeah.
I got an article. We brought this article out like a while ago, but it's from thehill.com. It says BLM agenda is about more than race.
Yep.
It says it's a radical social intervention. It says while the media typically focus
Who was
on
that talking about radical? Was it Elder Yashawamba?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Talking about radical.
Which radical
These
means
words.
go back to root. It
Yep.
goes back to the root,
Yep.
origin.
The origin. Yep. So different ideas, but origins, ideas from the origin. So it's out of the norm, basically.
It says while the media have typically focused on Black Lives Matter's assertions of societal racism and systemic police brutality, they
This
have,
was used in that newspeak way, though.
Yeah.
You got it?
they have largely ignored the movement's LGBTQ agenda.
Yeah.
Exactly what we brought up. It says one of the guiding principles of Black Lives Matter states we are committed to doing the work required to dismantle cisgender privilege and uplift Black trans folks.
Yeah.
It says
And then remember that mission statement?
Yeah, that's
on
what I
their
was just
site?
thinking of.
Yeah.
But it was basically
That was in the mission
it was
statement.
blatantly said that they wanted to get rid of the family. They wanted to get rid of the father.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Or you got it. That's
Yeah.
fine.
It says one of the guiding principles Okay, I read that. It says another principle explains we are committed
See,
to.
this is war with Amalek.
Somebody grab.
And people don't even realize that all this right here, this is still war with Amalek.
Absolutely.
Through him doing shit like this, man,
Yep.
and having
This
our people fucking bamboozled and brainwashed and thinking that this is for their cause, that this is gonna liberate them and progress them.
Shooting secretly
And
at
we,
the poor.
and we just said that how they do things in plain sight. This is on the internet for anyone to see.
Yep.
They don't care that we can see their agenda and they put it in plain sight, and they're still gonna do it.
But
That's
they
how
too
proud they.
busy-
That's how proud they are.
They too busy worried about Kanye and the period girl or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody, you know, googling the mission statement of BLM. They gonna go out and march.
This is their primal objective.
Yep.
It was their objective right here, man. Brother reading it.
Yep. It says another principle explains we are committed to fostering a queer affirming network. When we gather, we do so with the intention of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of heteronormative thinking, or rather the belief that all in the world are heterosexual unless.
Time out. Hold on.
Okay.
I thought this was founded because of unarmed black men were being killed by the police. How did it become about this other shit? This is the obvious thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, God.
You know.
That was a real overall objective,
Right.
So they
But
win.
they used it to, they used the plight of Jake to infiltrate, so they can bring forth their
I
true
sent that to
agenda.
the group chat too.
Because they know that Jake is very emotional.
Right.
So Jake is they're gonna tag along behind a movement that look like it's
similar to theirs.
It's,
Act,
exactly.
act on an impulse and shit. Let's go out here and march. And,
Can we march with you? Y'all got a problem? What's y'all problem? They doing us wrong too. Oh, for real? All right, let's go.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's why that closer, Dave Chappelle closer, was cold-blooded thing he put out there.
right.
Yeah.
I worded that shit.
Bro, we experienced it firsthand in Pittsburgh, bro. They had this alphabet parade, and first of all, it was more Edomites out there than it was Jake. And then second of all, like when we was out there, brothers was just talking, teaching or whatever. And then they came up, we heard them down the street. They was yelling, Black Lives Matter, whatever.
Yeah.
They got close to us, and then they stopped. And then they was communing or whatever. And the next thing you know, they start saying Queer Lives Matter. Like how did it turn from
Right.
that?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have these fucking Edomite liberals. You should have known are off top.
Yep.
the fucking liberals, as soon as they came and was like, no, we stand with you.
Right.
Yeah, they stand with you in wickedness.
Right, that's it.
As long as you degenerate, they with you, man.
They stand before
Degenerate
you.
lives matter. That's basically what that means.
And here's the coldest part. Now all this attention on the alphabet group and making sure they don't get hurt and all of this, them and Asians just happen, right? But black unarmed men are still being killed.
At a higher rate.
Yeah, now it's Hispanic men and
What
natives.
change has been made since?
No change in the real founding of the agenda, but everybody else is benefiting now. And we're not supposed to see this, and the problem is we see it. How come you, Jakes, ain't out there seeing it? How come you Negro men and Latino men and Native American men aren't seeing it?
Yep.
You still reading, bro?
There's a lot more. It says they're freeing themselves from the tight grip of heteronormative thinking, or rather the belief that all in the world are heterosexual unless she or he or they disclose otherwise. It says, yet BLM's LGBTQ agenda extends far beyond normalizing all permutations of sexuality. Black Lives Matter also advocates redefining the family. It says, we are committed
See,
to
I got that first question, right? Go ahead.
we are committed to disrupting the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement.
Oh, they slipped in nuclear?
Come on, yeah, say that.
All right, go ahead.
It says by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable.
Wow. Ain't nothing about childhood supposed to be something. You're supposed to be learning to do shit the right way and getting disciplined if you go.
And you see it didn't mention the father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder.
They're against
I waiting
a
on that spark from the
patriarchal,
Father.
a patriarchal family structure.
Yep.
With the fathers being the head of the households. They're expecting for it to just be the mother and the children.
Yep.
That's why there was no mention of a father.
But there's a father there.
Yeah.
You have your father, the devil.
Yeah.
Or should I say, there is a father, the state.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you already know what I was thinking. Another one right there.
Yeah.
The county's his mama and Deuce's his daddy now.
Yeah.
But for real, that's what they want.
Right. Hey, this is right, real quick. This is a cold analogy that Yahushua used. This is Matthew. Yeah, you already know what Matthew. Matthew.
Are you grabbing? Can I hit that other piece up real quick?
Yeah.
Hit that real quick.
I got something. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yep. No, you just, yeah. Sorry.
1 Corinthians 11, at the top. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you.
Keep the order of things as I deliver it to you. Go ahead.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High.
Now that's the family structure, the way it should be set up.
Right.
The Most High, then Yahushua, then the man, then the woman, and of course under them is the children. Now that order is thrown off when you take the man out of that situation, because now there's no connection to the masses of the people.
Right.
The masses of the people are women and children. Okay? You take that middleman, so to speak, the man out of it, and now Yahushua is not, and the Most High is not connected to the family of Jacob. No more.
Right.
And that is a system thing that they designed, a secret council, a secret arrow they designed against our people.
Yeah.
Further divide us from our higher power, man.
There we go.
Divide us from the connection to our higher power.
Yep.
They know that they can't win when the Father is reunited with us, man.
Right.
You know, this is Matthew 20. It's like in Matthew 12, in verse 29. It says, "This is Yahushua speaking." It says, "Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his
The
house?"
spiritually strong man. Hey, and if you go back to the 50s, 60s, and 70s when Jake was trying to get their shit together, right? With jobs and the industrial complex and all of that, industrial revolution and all of that time, with Ford, and they were doing all the different things in America, prospering, building up neighborhoods and living in them, and trying to do their own thing,
Right.
in a residue type situation of 40 acres and a mule, right? And what happened? This man came in here and broke up your family.
Right.
And now look, you look at the time from the 50s till now, and now look what happened. Where our people are at.
More
Single
broken.
parent
Single
homes,
parent, yeah.
majority of the men are in prison,
Or effeminate.
effeminate.
Which are 13 men. Basically they're slaves.
Yeah. 13 men
Free slave labor.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Cold-blooded situation. And all it takes is either a couple of Googles to see the situation play out. We had a family structure.
Hey, you can look at it before and after.
Yep.
Before you see the Israelite man, he got on a suit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not the tie.
He got his children, he got his wife
Yeah.
dressed up, and they all happy in the picture together.
Yep.
And then after that, you see another picture, and you see her throwing up the fist
Yep.
with the white woman.
Yep.
And then the picture after that is her in an abandoned house
Yep.
with her 2 kids
And a bonnet on.
with a bonnet on, no man,
Twerking.
and it's just, you know, you can see like she looks depressed in the face,
True.
not happy.
Defeated.
No, and in the
Through.
background, you gotta have a man like this getting to the compound.
Yeah.
Gotta have this man getting so, or with holding hands with another man or some shit.
And that shows you that we,
Destroyed.
because the curses say that we would not enjoy our children. Our wives would be.
Another man would lie with her.
Another man would lie with
her.
them. So that's not going on in these small hats communities.
Not to say it don't happen.
It don't
but
happen, but
That
How
ain't-
much?
It ain't known in
It
their
ain't.
people.
It's
Hell
definitely
no.
not on the level.
It's not
of
common.
white people. It's not a common thing among
Yeah,
them.
yeah. It don't. Yeah, it's not. It rarely happens.
'Cause they have whole communities.
Yeah.
They have their own community, their whole own neighborhoods, and they own every fucking thing. It takes families to do that.
Right.
You can't be a broken family structure, but yet you're gonna have all this organization.
Yeah.
Family
And all this
unit-
generational wealth.
Because marriage is even business.
I was just gonna say the family unit is a business.
It's business.
And you prosper your business by connecting families, connecting businesses, and then structuring your neighborhood, your living environment around that.
Yeah, they got whole neighborhoods and shit where, they work together.
Yep.
They family structure. It ain't. It's nowhere near as fucked up as ours.
And it's not promoted on TV. On
Yeah.
TV, they promoted the so-called black woman, single, strong, independent.
Yep.
And who was the writers?
Yeah.
The small hats were the writers.
Yep.
They were the
Oh,
producers.
good times and all that. Yep.
Con.
Yeah.
All them narratives that was being pushed, the writers behind that were them.
It was actually Jake that wrote that show. He was writing a bunch of shit, but the small hat
Came in and took it
up
over.
under.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
They had to kill James off the show.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
That's the pops off.
Yeah.
Because he was a strong black man. And don't act like we wasn't all scared of this dude.
Man.
God.
Like he was our daddy.
But that's how austere our fathers
Used to be.
was supposed to be.
Yeah.
They didn't take no shit. But then you remove the father out of the household, then the woman, she's supposed to take on that role.
Yeah.
When she's emotional,
Yeah.
impulsive, and how are the kids
Nurturing.
gonna turn out? The same way, mainly the men.
Yep.
That's
Impulsive,
what gets it the worst.
emotional, yeah.
And we was talking about last night. We was talking about how it was demonizing men in the film. Like we talking about the movie The Color Purple.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when our women started to like really, because they's looking at these things like, Kevin Samuels called it the color purple syndrome.
Yeah.
Women always generalizing black men as if we're all abusive.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
just, we're just no good, and we're violent and this and that. We're oppressive.
Yeah.
And they got that imagery from movies like The Color Purple.
Right.
But who directed that?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But-
Who brought it out was Oprah, but it was a small hat behind it all.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, it was Spielberg. Oh shit.
That was Steven Spielberg.
And this shows you how simple our people are. Even apostles that brought this out, like in a lesson, like a long time ago, they said it was just a movie.
Con.
Right.
It's just a movie.
Yeah.
But our people took on that they saw that imagery, and they thought it was real. This is what I'm going through, or this. It's a movie. It's not real. It's not. It's fiction.
It was a rewriting of history.
Yeah.
Is what happened.
Yeah.
And then we took it on. Remember, some of our grandparents saw a little bit of it. They kind of remember the tail end of what was happening in those days, and they took it for history. That wasn't exact history. And then in these movies, especially a Spielberg movie, he loves to put you in the mood that he wants you to feel about a certain subject.
Hey.
All them goddamn violins and
It attacks
shit.
it attacks your emotions.
Yep.
And Esau knows that our people are emotional.
Yep.
They
You read it. They're smarter than Daniel.
yeah.
They've done a diligent search. They know all about our people. You got it.
No, go ahead.
No, but that was the point.
That contributed to our women buying into that narrative.
Yep.
It was here go the serpent again, giving her those dainty, the deceptive meats,
Right.
the toxic meats. Putting out films like that, man. So you would think that this generation of women believing that all the fathers that was in their children's lives were abusive to their mothers. Not to say that certain things like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Men getting drunk and beating a woman and all that happened, but that was on a small level. That
Right.
wasn't happening in every household.
And I bet if you really went back and saw it, there was some back talk. It was something that caused it,
yeah.
out of order.
Yeah, provoked.
Not to mention they stuck around.
Yeah,
They didn't.
Right.
They didn't
They
leave.
didn't leave.
And still today,
But
the
it's
stats are 80% women leave a relationship over, than men.
That was like 95.
And probably with Jake, just in general, it's like 80.
that the divorce is promoted divorce and adultery are promoted within the Israelite household.
Yeah.
You know, they push that shit towards our people. You know, that whole culture. You know, they push towards our. They don't push that towards Edomites. They try to keep their house together.
Push the promiscuity
Yeah.
and the licentious behavior. Push that on these people.
Yeah.
Hyper sexualize these people.
Yeah.
That way, marriages will never work out in that community.
Yes.
Here's the other part. If a man is making that $100,000 mark, and all women feel a man should have, that they all want a 10 man, a man that's a 10, because they a 10, right?
Right.
'Cause every woman is a 10, right? But what happens? I'm going to divorce this nigga in about 7 to 10 years. I'm going to have a couple kids, and I'm about to take half that money.
Yeah.
I'm about to rob this man.
Right.
That's really how it goes down.
And the state finna get the
And
other
they
one.
about to get the other part.
In the Edomite communities, J communities, they divorce that nigga. In the
Yep.
Edomite communities, hey, go to marriage counseling.
Yep,
Y'all can
yep,
work it
yep,
out. You know,
yep.
see how see if you can work it out.
Yep.
That don't happen.
Therapy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what happens? What do our women do? They leave that man and go get another
Go to the
sucker.
next one. Yep.
You know?
Shit, you got that demon, Bezos and Bill Gates. Their woman left them
Yep.
and
Right.
took half the shit.
Right.
Yep.
You know,
That's
So-
Deuteronomy 30 and
Yeah.
7.
billions of dollars from them
Yep.
shits, man.
And they ain't wrote one prescription.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, for Jake, they ain't threw one touchdown. They ain't wrote one rattler, freestyle, rolled one blunt, nothing, man. All these niggas to get all this
Dre's,
money.
But that show you how.
Yeah.
But that show you how low level Bezos
Yep.
and
Compared to the elite.
compared to the elite.
Yeah.
Shit, a bitch. You think a bitch gonna divorce Rothschild?
He killed
She ain't got no choice.
Don't even apply.
Don't even like what? Like okay, yeah, you divorced me. That's the day you die. Real shit, man. They not divorcing no Rothschild or no
legal attachment.
DuPonts.
For the blood.
You're mine.
Yeah.
I own you.
You drank my blood. They are the rich ones.
Yeah, right.
You know?
You know, we've been a little funny about it, but this is not above the realm of what these low ass people would do, and how deep the demonic vibration would go.
I have a question. You said about the scripture, another man will lie.
I got it.
Hosea 3:3.
That's in
No.
Deuteronomy.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it right now. It's the 30th verse. It says Deuteronomy 28:30. So thou shalt betroth a wife. You know what betroth mean, everybody, right? Let's Google it. Somebody grab it.
I got it.
Somebody grab it. That's an important word.
Yes.
Talking about, you know,
Betroth. Betrothed to promise to marry a woman.
engaged.
Engaged. Yeah.
Engage.
So when a woman betrothed, that's pretty much your property. You put the down payment on it. They're just waiting on you to consummate through the act of sex. So that's you're engaged to her, or she's engaged to you. Or if you've consummated, it's the same thing. If you are married already, right? It's just the ceremony haven't happened yet, right? Anyway, it says, "Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant in a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof."
Man, that means like everything you try to produce, somebody else is gonna take it.
Someone's gonna reap the benefits.
Yep.
And that's what Kanye been trying to,
Yeah.
that's ultimately what he's exposing right now.
Yeah,
But everybody want to act like that's just, it's just too,
It's twofold
It's-
on Kim
it's too
too.
much,
Kim's
yeah.
using this system set up by the Jays to take this man down,
Right.
to get off. She's done it. This is what is he, the seventh guy, the fourth guy? Or some shit?
That's we know
Yeah.
of, bro.
I mean that actually put a ring to legally have to give up.
Shit.
Some
I think it's like 3 or 4.
It's like 3 or 4, right? But she's known to have been with how many other ones?
Yeah.
Off the clock.
If we want to go by marriage,
right, the legal.
like marriage according to the scripture, she probably on like
It's like 3 or 4, bro.
100.
That was it.
I'm
Oh,
saying.
scripture, you said it was
Scripture,
scripture.
yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna jump down real quick to go further with it. Verse 32. It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. There shall be no might in thy hand. Because that law system once they take your kids, once they give them to the woman, you can't get them back. They're not yours. Now, they're indoctrinated with her ideals and her beliefs. And where is she getting her ideals and beliefs from? Esau.
The serpent.
So what? So you know, and it's funny. I'm kind of I tease my kids, but it's a true statement. I'm going through it with them now, trying to unwire all the bullshit that Esau done put in their mama head, and niggas shit that in their mama head that I gotta unwire to put righteousness back in.
Right.
Lucky, and I'm a lucky one.
Right.
Most of them grow up to be all fucked up.
Right.
You know. You gotta go.
This is Sirach 30:3. It says, "He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy,
Yep.
and before his
And
friends."
they knew this. They knew this. That's why they set it up. Taking the father, we read the mission statement, get him out their household, get the connection from wisdom and the Most High out of there. Now they're going to be impulsive and emotional and full of testosterone and just be doing some random shit, man.
I mean, these are old tactics. It's every kingdom has done it. Every time Jake going into captivity, they've done it. It's just that this time it's being done by the wicked.
Yeah.
And this
So
time,
they
you know?
plan it out even
So
worse.
it's on a whole nother level. But it's an old tactic. You take the man out, the mighty man, you take him out, and the children and the woman, they're your spoils.
Yeah.
Those are spoils of war. You know, but going back to war with Amalek, these are the spoils of war to them. They get to indoctrinate our children, raise them in the ways that they want. You know?
Everything we've been talking about that they had their hands behind, this was all part of the plan. And this was all basically war tactics against you.
right,
Yep.
War
right.
tactics.
Because all it did was play into your further dysfunction.
Joining you,
It helped to destroy you.
joining with your movement, all was part of the tactic.
But I want to land back on what you said. You said in these times, we didn't have our heritage. You know, in the ancient world, we still had some form. If no father was there, you had an uncle, you had an elder, somebody to tell you, okay, these are the high holy days, these are our customs. In this society, we were stripped from our heritage. So when they took away the father, it was like you go on with, like the brother said, the serpent. All right, oh, these are our customs now. Oh, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Easter, we celebrate, you know, Thanksgiving and this and this. So in these times, it's this captivity is way beyond worse than all the other captivities, because at least we had our heritage, at least we had the name of the Heavenly Father. We don't have none of that here. So that's what makes it that much worse.
And what's interesting is, you know, this is one of the reasons why the Lord didn't want He didn't want us marrying these other nations, because when we would marry the women of the other nations, our children would start to take on the customs of the mom. Because normally the children learn first from the mothers.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to be the direct line under the father, like the supervisor is under the father, who was the manager, so to speak, talking about it in the business term.
Right.
You still got it, bro.
That's why you had, like, when during the time of Nehemiah, you know, when he found that you had children that were speaking, you know, half language of Hebrew and half Ashdod, it was like what the fuck are y'all doing?
Right.
You ruining these kids marrying these damn heathens, man. Because they're growing up and learning their customs.
Yeah.
You know, worshiping their gods and stuff, man. You know, Jake is a natural mama's boy, so to speak. So Jake is gonna gravitate to his mother and learn what she feeds him.
It's almost whatever mom says goes.
So that's why it's important to have the fathers in a house, man. You notice the difference between a Jake that had his father in the house versus a Jake who lived in a single mother household.
Yeah.
You notice the difference.
I'll finish this. It says, "He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice in him. Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead. For he had left one behind him that is like himself."
I got a precept to back you up. Proverbs 22:6. train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. We weren't able to do that because the father was cut off. So the father couldn't raise up a child in the way of the law or under the, the Bible, because it was cut off. It was that connection that the brother was referring to in 1 Corinthians 11 was cut off.
Yeah.
So that child, whether it was male or female, was raised up in the ways of the serpent, or the ways of the devil.
When an Israelite man, when we start hitting that puberty age, that 12, 13 years old, our mothers can't control us anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
We lose that fear.
Yeah.
Kind.
You start grabbing the belt from your mom
Go
and
ahead,
shit.
whoop me, it ain't gonna hurt.
You ain't
Right.
scared to get whooped.
You can't catch me.
Kind.
So we lose that fear towards our mom. We still love them, but we don't have that fear for them. That's when that father comes in.
Right.
You know?
When and the father's not there, what does that child end up doing? Going to the streets, gang banging, just be getting involved in just nigga activity.
It says that in the Surah. The brother keep reading.
Yeah.
It says a child that is left to himself
So
will become willful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you start to lose, control
And discipline.
and discipline, because there's nobody there to keep him in line.
And in the ancient world, when a child hit that puberty stage, 12, 13, what did he start? He became a man.
Yeah.
And he began to work. So he couldn't be shiftless and lazy, because his ass had to work. He's like, no, you're gonna have something to do.
Yeah.
But in this day and age,
If you didn't want to do that,
you're right.
and wanted to be lazy and gluttonous,
it was
you had to put him to death.
Yeah.
consequences for that.
Hey, in today's society, you're not a man until you're 18.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that? A grown ass fucking dude in the house with a beard,
Right.
Talking, he's standing up against his parents and shit, swearing up against his mom.
Right.
Talking about, that's my baby. He's not a man. He's 16 years old. No, that's a grown ass fucking man.
Right.
That's our baby, but she'll use him to go and knock another nigga out.
Right.
For
Right.
her.
Yeah.
Should use a nigga to get that check.
Yeah.
I mean, you use him to get that check every month.
That's your baby, though. Well, that's a nigga. That's a grown nigga right there. But hey, going back to the Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
The Willie Lynch letter had it all mapped out, how it was all gonna play out. He pretty much told you that in order to really bind up our structure, you gotta weaken the man and pretty much humiliate him in front of the mother, the whole tribe, make him weak, and then basically lift her up and make her feel strong, and he would basically look at her, and that's what created, men being
that dynamic of head bumping, so to speak. The power struggle began at that point.
the brother looking for it, but basically it showed you how to, like, if you want to produce a well-trained nigga, Negro, hey, break him down. Break him down, and also strengthen his female counterpart.
I got shit. It's a lot. I'll just read this part right here. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves.
So like it, bro. Where it says the old against the new, or the old against the young, and that's basically a generation of knowledge basically torn apart. Because the older generation is supposed to teach the younger
You guys
generation.
are sons,
Yeah.
but you can't pass that down.
I'm going to go to it right now. Deuteronomy chapter 32 at verse 7. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Yeah, kind.
Yeah.
That's why you have so many individuals or young men in this generation that feel like, the older generation haven't taught them anything. But then you also feel like the older generation feel like, you can't tell these little niggas nothing.
They have no respect for the elders.
Exactly.
And who put that vibration out there? The mothers.
Yeah.
They started with the grandmothers and all the way down.
So it's gaps within our generation.
Absolutely.
Passing down the information.
Job 14 from the top. man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not.
I got one. It should be right here. Where is it at? Yeah. Sirach chapter 3, verse 9. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations.
That's right.
And that's why there is no generational wealth that's going to happen, because what the mama going to leave? What she going to pass down? She don't even have information or knowledge or wisdom to pass down unto these kids to continue to pass that down. Because she didn't listen to it when it was given to her, and she didn't have it to pass down. The man is supposed to pass that down to their sons.
Bro, imagine now these young ass Israelite women that are having kids, man. They're just totally just twerking on camera, you know. That are having these young ass, you know.
What if they pass down?
Imagine
More
these-
culture.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
just
Like,
That's why you hear the little nigglets, little nigglets that they raise is cussing.
Yeah.
You know, and they basically
no respect.
yeah, there's no respect there. The mothers are encouraging that type of behavior. You know?
It was that proverb in Ezekiel where it says, "As is the mother, so
So
is the
the-
daughter."
yeah.
See, like we hear, like all the music coming from our women now in the industry is just stop rap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all it is. Just stop rap. Well, guess what? That's nothing new. Back in the 1930s,
Yeah.
I can't think of her name.
you had our women that were singing the exact same shit that these hoes is rapping today.
What was her name?
It was like they were blues singers,
Yeah, there was one that was real.
but they was
popular.
real like,
She was the fucking Cardi B of that time, bro.
bro.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to read some more of this?
Yeah.
There's some good shit in here, man. Shit. It says cardinal principles for making a Negro. For fear that our future generations may not understand the principles of breaking both horses and men, we lay down the art. For if we are to sustain both our basic economy, we must break both the beasts together, the nigger and the horse. We understand that short-range planning in economics results in periodic economic chaos, so that avoid turmoil in the economy. It requires us both to have breadth and depth in long-range comprehensive planning.
So Jacob, think about it. When you go back to understanding the original spirits of Jacob and Esau, Jacob wasn't out there hunting and killing.
That's why the scriptures say Esau was Isaac's favorite,
Yeah.
and Rebecca was Jacob. Yeah, Rebecca was
Jacob
was Rebecca's favorite. So like your
Yeah.
daughter, bro.
But she knew the prophecy too.
Yeah, kind.
So he stayed in the house with under his mama. Didn't get out there seeing all the animal killing, but Esau was out there wandering and shit, killing and doing all, bringing back the spoils of what he liked. He was bringing something to the table.
Kind.
But what was Jacob doing? Gaining wisdom, and ended up getting the blessing anyway. Now,
It's going to talk about how the family structure right here.
I want to say
Go
this
ahead,
real
go
quick,
ahead.
because when you look at the situation as it is, Jake's not used to seeing all of this crazy killing and murdering, man. Even with this gang shit, they ain't used to they ain't completely numb from it. A few are, but they ain't really numb from seeing this shit. Okay, Esau is numb from seeing this shit. It's in his spirit. He gets turned up when this happens.
Yeah.
So when bad things happen, they ain't gonna be prepared for it, man. So when you see a horse broken or killed, or the strongest in the tribe broken down and killed, buck broken, right? You gonna fold in fear. You got it, all right?
It says, in other words, just keep the body and take the mind. In other words, break the will to resist. Now the breaking process is the same, listen, for the horse and the nigger, only slightly varying in degree. But as we said before, you must keep your eye focused on the female and the offspring of the horse and the nigger.
Yeah.
A brief discourse in offspring development will shed light on the key and sound economic principles. Pay little attention to the generation of original breaking, but concentrate on the future generations.
Yep.
Therefore, if you break the female, she will break the offspring in its early years of development.
Yep.
And when the offspring is old enough to work, she will deliver it up to you.
That's a sacrifice.
Hey,
Man.
but what do we got now? What's the proof of that happening today? Go to school, baby.
Right.
Be smart.
Get an education.
Be independent. Get an education. Telling this to daughters and sons.
Yep.
Put them further into this bullshit.
Right.
Get a degree.
Yeah.
Join sports. Go sing and be an entertainer. Putting them out there to be sacrificed.
Right.
Man.
For her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process.
Yep.
Hey, the
And-
serpent in the
Eve.
in Eve, man.
Hey, every time Jake signed a contract straight out of college, who's next to him?
Yep.
Right.
Mama.
Mama.
I want to thank my mama.
You know? Where's the dad?
I think John Morant might have one of the only fathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in today's time, we know Mayweather. That was still
Curry,
beef
Steph
with
Curry.
that. Steph Curry.
But you
He
look
don't
at,
get up there a lot.
no, yeah.
I'm trying to think of somebody else that was putting their dad in the forefront. The
Blake
Ball,
Griffin?
the Ball brothers.
Yeah, Ball brothers.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That was somebody that exalted their father.
And they hated
Yeah.
it. He and nigga did have a big
They
mouth,
hated
but they hated it
Yeah.
because you
Trying to
know.
break this nigga.
Yeah. They hated that nigga.
He said it. I'm doing this, and I heard him in an interview say, I did all of that, so they didn't have to take that heat.
Yeah.
So they can just go focus on the craft.
Right.
and play
Chess move,
sports.
for sure.
Cold-blooded
Yeah.
chess move, man. I think Gadawan said that, man, y'all had a chance to buy black and fucked up. Yo.
It says, well, I said that for her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process. For example, take the case of the wild stud horse, a female horse and an already infant horse, and compare the breaking process with two captured nigger males in their natural state, a pregnant nigger woman with her infant offspring. Take the stud horse, break him while for limited containment, completely break the female horses until she becomes very gentle, whereas you or anybody can ride her in comfort.
And they do this on every level. The prison system, the workplace. This is done on every level in society to Jake.
Oh
They
shit,
gets,
man!
basically, they
This
back
devil
in
is
slavery, they
diabolical
got
with this shit.
buck broken,
Yep.
Yeah.
but now they get spiritually buck
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
They go through humiliation rituals.
They said
Everything in
the industry.
Hollywood and shit. Yeah.
He said it, what's the nigga on Math Hoffa said it. I forgot the rapper that was on here. He said they get you all on some shit.
Oh, yeah,
high on
yeah,
some shit. They fuck you on camera. You not really sure. You wake up and then they're
show
talking
you.
about the deal and they show you the tape. And you like, oh, I better take it. A fucking 360 deal where you don't make no money. You sold your soul. and
Yo, this shit is wicked, man. But it's true. It says train the female horse whereby she will eat out of your hand, and she will train her infant horse to eat out of your hand also.
shit. Okay.
That's cool.
Get
Man.
off the crumbs off the mouth.
Isaiah 36, 6.
Oh yeah, the lean. Yeah, that's a good one. They go with that.
Damn. And this was written back in what? 16? When this shit was written? Willie Lynch, cause he,
Well, he was a slave master in the Caribbean.
yeah, he went down the Caribbean.
He did that shit.
Yeah, he taught them
And then told
in
him-
1640.
1640. I'm sorry, you said
36.
yeah, Isaiah.
So it's all psychological with this devil. Now, really
He's
now,
simple.
because it's not physical where they gotta put you on chains. They use their witchcraft, they use their media. You know, that
It's like breaking your
It's a
dog
school
or
system.
anything.
yeah.
They have boundaries and you run past it and you shock the dog with
Right.
that little shock collar. Eventually, you take the collar off and he still won't run past that limit.
Right.
Yeah.
Same with these niggas. They won't think past, they won't read, they won't go past the no man's, you know.
Like the other was saying, they been buck broken, but now it's to the point where they basically buck breaking themselves.
Yeah,
They're seeking these
exactly.
things.
From the inside, it's the culture to buck break yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's cold.
It's like
man.
before they even say, okay, talk about fucking your neighbor's wife, guns, violence, they already doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, this is what we got to do to get on. All right, let's start even before they tell us what to rap about.
Yeah. And that's what.
The nigga, hey, the nigga Kanye, the nigga Ye,
Yep.
he was talking about like I'm about to say some anti-sim shit.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
and then he
Ooh,
said
that was cool. I like that
this
one.
is anti-sim.
Yeah, yeah.
When Jake get on a record, and they got that
bitch.
808s or whatever, and he just constantly saying, I'm a fuck his bitch.
Yeah.
I'm a fuck his bitch.
I'ma kill
I'ma
that
kill
nigga.
that
I'ma kill
nigga.
that
Yeah.
nigga. I'ma kill that nigga.
Yep.
And he said that's what they getting paid off of.
Yep.
And then
That was good.
you had
I-
who Leor Cohen.
Yep.
He
Oh,
went
yeah.
on. He went on the Breakfast
Oh
Club.
yeah, Breakfast Club.
And they questioned him about like drug use and all that.
Yeah.
But it's like, but isn't it detrimental? You know, like
I believe in giving everyone a
drugs
second
being
chance.
used and drugs
Yeah,
being
that's what he
promoted
said.
in the music industry.
And
And
you know that devil said, well, I gotta
feed my family.
Millions of dollars.
But you just admitted
Right.
that you capitalize off of that.
Right.
Absolutely.
You fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
So what Kanye was saying, was that wrong?
Right.
Right. No,
It was out of the
absolutely
horse's
right.
mouth. He said, yeah, I gotta feed my family.
And that was the only level that he could reason on.
Right.
That the people would understand. The other higher spiritual shit, I mean, fuck them, man. They don't, what he really was
Yeah.
thinking wasn't getting said. But we know. But we already know what those real sentiments and feelings are really about. Yeah. You got it.
Jeremiah 4:22.
Yep.
For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are Sodom's children,
Stupid children. Yeah, I'll take one.
and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. People wise to do evil. And who are they learning from? The serpent. You know? They learn the evil ways from the serpent. All right, but the good way of following Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they have no understanding.
That's why it says in Proverbs 12:46, the ways of the righteous are more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduce him. You know? As long as you following after what this devil condones, everything that he pushes on you, you're gonna always be led astray. You're gonna err away from the way of the Most High.
That's the problem.
His job is to keep you going a different direction. Is to keep you basically being led astray, man.
His way is the broad way.
Con.
Yep.
Is to keep you in error, man. You know.
And it's one of his most devices he uses is our own people against us. These false, these church leaders, these so-called these Jake political leaders, these Jesse Jacksons of the world.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
That shit turned out to be a fraud.
they use our own people, you know, that are, you know, have a voice, they're prominent in a Jake neighborhood or community to deceive and destroy our people. Well, they sit back and give this nigga a few crumbs, you know, and and Jake is destroying their own damn people. The scriptures say the leader of these people caused them to err.
And they that are led of them are destroyed.
Hey, it's calling that scripture in Isaiah 3. Children of their oppressors and women. Going back to that more insignificant. It's going back to the garden. Those same two figures in the garden. Okay, this wicked ass Edomite and the woman, man.
Yeah.
Working hand in hand against us again. And you wonder why we kind of keep that air of hatred for the women of our nation. We don't hate y'all that's in order. We hate the degenerates of our nation. And them badass kids that need that major last ass whooping, that second death. You got it out.
1 Timothy 2:11, to read down. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to assert authority over the man, but to be in silence. Why did you say that?
Anti Willie Lynch did the opposite of that.
It's a bunch of women that was out of order in the church.
Because all they're going to regurgitate is what the serpent taught them.
Yeah, the serpent taught you what's misogynistic,
Right.
what's toxic, you know, what's accepted and what shouldn't be accepted. But that same devil, he's making it lawful. He's making it. He borderline made it illegal for pedophilia. He's grooming them up. He's getting ready for it. This same devil is legal for two men and two women to get married, but if a man marries more than one woman, that's bigotry.
Right.
That same devil. Come on, man.
Jake don't realize until that shit is at the things that we talking about at their doorstep about the children, you know, being what is the word?
Yeah.
I don't want to say targeted or
Yeah.
preyed on.
Yeah.
You know, when these teachers in these schools, when you send your child off to school, and a lot of jakes, they really not at the school in you know, knowing what's going on, and they taking your child that's 6, 7, 8 years old to a goddamn a strip club, or you got some you gotta censor your shit, man. But you got some grown ass hairy ass nigga dressed up in the dress dancing at your kid's school, and that's considered family orientated.
Yeah.
Reading library
Yeah,
books.
reading library books to babies, you know, 5 and 6 years old. They don't realize that till they say, what? That's going on in my school? It's too late. That shit been going on. Your children's minds is yeah, they spook. They fucked up. So I do that.
This is verse 13. I'm reading NLT. For the Most High made Adam first, and afterward he made Eve. And it was not Adam who was deceived by Satan. The woman was deceived, and sin was the result.
Yeah. Sin, transgression, bringing forth death
Yeah.
was the result. The woman came to give him sin.
And look at these young boys as being products of being raised up under
Worse,
if Dwayne Wade wasn't turned out and
Gabrielle Union?
Gabrielle Union wasn't his wife, you think his son would have turned out that way?
right, Peter's single father, them.
Right.
Right. You don't think he wanted both his boys to be hooping?
Right.
Right.
But now you gotta accept him running around
Yeah.
Yeah.
with Barbie dolls, growing up and shit, playing dress up with mama and
Hey,
shit.
but he loved his life in this world. You know, he knows. He made a deal too.
Yeah.
You know, he made that deal. He's sacrificing his children, man, to see he got all the riches. You know, so he knows. He it's not like he's just this guy being manipulated. No, that motherfucker knows, man. He's wicked too. He's in it. You know.
Didn't he wear a dress with us?
He did some weirdo shit.
Like that.
Dyed his hair,
Dyed
painted
his
his
hair.
fingernails and shit.
He did some
Toenails.
good shit.
I had a precept to what this brother brought out. 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. I'm gonna read down. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Let your women learn and keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. If
That's
they
why back then, going back to Genesis 3, the Lord basically he gave the authority to Adam to rule over his woman because of, you know, especially after what she did. Like, you basically, I got to give you control over her, or she's gonna do what she did.
Because she didn't impart with them wisdom and understanding. That's why she was.
She wouldn't listen. She wouldn't listen to a whole nother man, and got beguiled, man. Got lied to, deceived. So from now on, because, you know, she can't contain herself and don't want to listen, you're gonna have to rule over her.
Yep.
Her desire shall be to you, which really, when you read it in the NLT, it says she will desire to control you, but you will rule over her.
right.
Cause she really wants power. You know,
That was what the deal was about.
the deal was about that, man. She was like, what is my end of the bargain? If I can, you know,
What do I get out of it?
what do I get out of that?
What
Or
they
you'll
say
be
now?
as a god. You'll be as a god, knowing both good and evil.
What,
But the key word that intrigued her was, oh, I'm gonna be a god. These chicks are divas now. They got that goddess complex.
Yeah.
You know. They
Hey,
think-
but they wanted it with
Yeah.
the man. They want to be over the man, but they not being with it over the man. They being with it alone.
Yeah.
They're alone doing it now.
They talk about
That's not as fun.
every queen, this and that, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they queens, but they ain't got no king.
Yeah, the queen of heaven.
All that.
They want to hear men saying,
king,
yeah, the
bro.
black woman is
The
God.
woman king, yeah.
The woman king.
Yeah,
Yeah, the woman
bro.
king.
They're pushing that vibration.
That shit's about to get thrown down though.
Oh, the new Wakanda Forever, ain't that the sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hella
The
disappointing.
mother took the throne, I think.
Right?
Angela Bassett.
Yeah, Angela Bassett, she took the
Nah,
throne.
shit.
See?
Hey, that's why when the Lord brings the destruction and the calamities, these women are going to be the ones to catch it. The
Yeah.
worst.
Yep.
Because their spirit is so up in the clouds right now and proud, they're going to be cast down.
Many great misery should be done them that walk in pride. And pride is when somebody departed from
The
the
Maker.
depart from their maker. And women are far from their man and the Most High.
God.
I'll finish this first.
You got it.
And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, where it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church. But we were going into the order.
Yep.
If it ain't no husband,
Yep.
who they gonna ask?
Right.
Who do they seek to? The serpent.
Yep. And now, how many times have we been out here teaching, and we'll be like, "Hey, you got a husband?" And if they say, "Yeah, well, go get him," and we'll talk to him, and he'll tell you.
And he'll teach you.
Right. Or, they be like, "I don't have a husband." Well, they tell the truth from that, right? What does it become? They ain't just humbly taking it in. They start regurgitating, bouncing our information off of the serpent's information.
Right.
Oh, well.
And the
Well,
serpents have power.
Uh-huh.
You see us. You know?
It don't look like we got no power. Yeah. Exactly right.
It's like Bonnie and Clyde, man. They're gonna go down together. You know?
Life partner.
Yeah,
They're
kind
gonna go
of.
down together.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
It ain't, ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it, because it's by the time this our women wants to depart from this devil, it's too late.
Yeah.
You done took his mark. You are,
Hey, spiritually, she took his mark already. Spiritually, she already took his prerogative.
Hey, bro. This ain't loyal, bro.
Hey, that's a spirit, man. That's a spirit, man.
They all over the serpent, man.
Hey, but she took the serpents. She took the serpents mark back then. Spiritually.
right.
When she took on his philosophies and took that into her mind, she joined. She literally, it was like she joined unto the serpent.
Yeah. That's why brothers make jokes. It ain't the truth. It ain't the, a brother would make jokes about, and she sucked him off, man. They laid down together, man. Because that's how she got connected to this man on that level.
Yeah.
But it physically did play out.
It makes sense because, to push your philosophy on a woman, you gotta humble.
Yeah.
He planted them seeds into her.
Yeah.
Like, he struck her, bro.
The same thing.
That poison.
Planted his seed
Planted
into
them
it.
seeds
This
into her.
goes back to that venom.
That seed.
Venom.
That
Yeah.
venom, bro.
In order to plant your seeds, you gotta plow. So
Yep.
hey, it was like he became like her husband for that moment, and he worked on her mind and implanted his seed into her mind.
Yeah.
And she became his because now she's regurgitating everything he implanted in her mind.
Right.
That's the spirit. I gotta read this.
You know?
I gotta read this.
It's a relationship called symbiosis, or symbiosis, a symbiotic relationship. It says symbiosis is a close ecological relationship between the individuals of two or more different species. It says a relationship benefits both species. Sometimes one species benefits at the other's expense, and in another case, neither species benefits. They got a picture of a clownfish and a sea anemone, right? Because the sea anemone is just planted, it's rooted within the soil or the water, right? And all it does is it stings every predator that tries to eat the clownfish. So the clownfish goes to it for basic comfort, and it's his house, right? So in the case of the N-dub and Eve, well, Esau is that head. The N-dub is what? She just keeps running back to him, not understanding that what? Ultimately, she gonna get eaten without him, man.
I got you said he became like her husband. She trusted in him, right? Now, I'm gonna read this in Proverbs.
Once she opened up her mind to him and took in everything he said.
Yep.
I mean, like, you let another man influence your woman. That means that he pretty much got her.
Yeah.
He got her, pretty much. That's why like a lot of adultery in the church,
Yeah.
with the pastor, he's, you know, he's basically influencing all those women in there, and they're being seduced by him.
Yeah.
And that's why he can have his way with it.
He's dressing clean. He got these. He's spitting out a certain that pimp.
He has to have her mind. If you can get her mind, you can get her body too.
That's what Willie Lynch said. And that's what pimps know.
Kind.
Whoremongers know. Peep
So
this.
the serpent pimps Eve.
Yeah. But peep this. Proverbs 31. I'm gonna start at 10 and I'm gonna jump down. It says, who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies? And what makes a woman virtuous? When she's after, we're gonna list it, but she's after the mind of her husband. Watch what it says. It says, the heart of her husband do safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Because she ain't gonna follow some other rules, no other instructions. She's gonna follow his. And he can trust in that. It says, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Right? Because she's following what he didn't came up with. Now when we jump down to verse 26, it says, she openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. Now how does she open her mouth with wisdom? Regurgitated from her husband. But when she's taking on the serpent or Eve for his wisdom, what does she regurgitate? Who her man truly is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. She's going to be a reflection.
Yeah,
of her man.
I tell you the truth, man. My sister was that. Every nigga that she got with, you can tell, because now she's speaking out the type of mannerisms and little shit that
using
he
they
little
verbiage and
Yeah.
shit. Yep.
Like, damn, who the new nigga? She like, what? You met somebody. Oh, yeah, I met this one nigga. Yeah, I bet.
Some
Y'all
little slick shits he say, oh, yeah.
I can tell. But that's all women. Okay? That's why they're supposed to only be with one man. That's why polygyny don't work. I was about to go further, but I'm not. I'm gonna cut it off there. I'm gonna say it. On some real shit, a lot of you jakes, man, don't even realize the woman that you love has a spirit of another man that you would be cool with. And that's the spirit that's on her. Versus being, that woman don't have a real spirit. Her spirit's supposed to be like yours.
It's cultivated.
It's cultivated by the men that was on her last. You know? And then when she just all of a sudden one day go from cool to just dripping, that other man's spirit don't want you to take over. That's why it's only supposed to be one man that ever dwells with that woman, you know, that ever lays down with that woman. That's why that's a wise thing, so you never had that dynamic.
Yeah.
And she's always cultivated, as you said, to you.
Hey, real quick, Sirach 7 and 26, it says, hast thou a wife after thy mind?
There you go.
Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman.
Airhead, man.
Don't, like, if she's, her mindset is based on how you operate, that, hey, y'all in sync together.
Yeah.
You know, but a woman that has a mind frame of like, I'm over here and I'm taking from this guy over here, and I'm showing this guy over here attention. I'm taking on his mannerisms, his sayings. You know what I'm saying? I'm following this dude's God over here, but I'm over here dealing with this dude's religion. You can't deal with a woman like that.
Nowadays, Jake think that, oh, man, she's interesting, man. She deep. She got good conversation. Nigga, she's telling you about some shit another nigga told her.
Past 8 niggas.
Man, nigga from here, nigga from over there told her about this. And if you go to garden this way, you thinking, oh, this is gonna be beneficial to me. Not realizing she's taking all them other mannerisms, all them other ideas from another man.
She was a Christian, now she's a Muslim. You know?
I know about the 48 laws of physics and power or whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
I know about all kind of shit, man.
She's messed up. You know?
Hella confused in there. Whether it be like you got a spiritual Royal Rumble in that mud, man. Fight for King of the Hill.
Yeah. You don't want a woman who, you know, multiple men have her mind.
Yep.
You want to have a woman that, you know, she has your mind. Like she knows what you want.
Yeah.
You know.
She care about what you think.
Come. As thou woman according to your mind. Don't forsake her.
So
You know, that's what makes us one with the Father, because
yeah.
everything that He taught us, we're not forsaking that. We're
It's a mind trick.
Con.
Yep.
We have one husband. So everything He taught us, everything He installed into us, that's it. We ain't finna be swayed. And, you know, like I said, let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. We're not finna be persuaded by a God of another nation. We're not finna be swayed by the philosophies and doctrines of the world.
That's right.
You know, that would make us whores if we did that.
Which we were guilty of that in times past.
Con.
Captivities past. You got something?
Sirach 26 and 14.
Yep.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Exactly. Jump to 25 and go 21. I'll make a point in there also. 25, 21.
Sirach 25 and 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure.
Because that's what it happens most days. They want her for pleasure and not for how to go to instruct her to do things that need to get done around you.
Yeah.
So what are you choosing a woman for? For the integrity and the gifts that she can bring to your family. The things that you're going to have virtuous woman in Proverbs 31. You have different things that she can produce for your family, for your business.
That's why.
That's it.
That's why. As you were
Because y'all got
explaining,
the same mind. So a lot of people, they got the same mind
Yep.
of where the company business is going.
that's why you're explaining as well. That's why a woman is supposed to be with that one man,
Yep.
because it's as a fresh template, so to speak, man.
Yep.
You know, you cultivate what you need for your household within her, man.
Yep.
You know, if you enjoy, home cooked meals, and when you cultivate, or that starts with her parents as well, you
Yep.
know. But cultivate with her cooking, for you as a gift for you and your house, man.
That's right. And see, a father was supposed to establish those things.
Kind.
And that's how you knew the father. You went to the father. He showed you what she could do. And then you saw with the father, okay, but I like this type of spice. Well, she knows how to cook these types of dishes that can go with that spice.
right.
She knows how to sew, because you work in the field. She can sew, because you're going to be ripping up shit out there. You know, or you a politician, well, she can read to you or whatever the fuck,
Right.
Just saying that she's gonna help your family
Yeah.
business.
If you're a baker,
Yeah.
she can go a gardener. She
Yeah,
could be
she can go cultivate a vineyard or some, orchard or something.
kind. Fruit,
You know?
vegetables.
Ultimately, that woman is supposed to teach the children according to the man's heart.
Right.
And the man's heart is supposed to be after the Most High's heart. So,
There you go. Exactly. So that's why I brought up the wisdom from out of her mouth come the words of nothing but wisdom. It's not her own wisdom, because she wasn't given wisdom, we understand.
Yep.
So she's passing down the wisdom from the husband. That's passing it to whom? The children. And when you go into it, it says all of that in that chapter. You'll find a virtuous woman. She rises up early and her mind is after the children. She's got a game plan for what the kids are going to be doing and going throughout the day and throughout their lives. Like it was an integral figure in the family. I need somebody to micromanage my children so they can grow up to a certain level, while I'm macromanage the overall business.
Hey, unfortunately, right now, we're asking for too much with these women.
Oh yeah, no.
Come
We're
on,
not
yo.
talking about nothing on this.
You know, this
There's
is
some try.
yeah.
That's wrong.
There's gonna be women who do make it,
Yeah.
but all this we're gonna get this in the kingdom. You know,
Yeah.
that's when our women are really gonna be in order. No more headaches. No more none of this shit that's going on here. You know, that's all that virtuous woman. That's gonna come in the kingdom. You know, right now, some of our women are trying, and that's good.
They just,
You know?
it's just gonna take for them to get humble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
we already know there's gonna be a
Yeah, major fear.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know, it's gonna be a extension. What's that? What they call that? What was that album that Busta Rhymes?
Extinction level.
Extinction
event.
level. It's gonna take an extinction level event
Yeah.
for these hoes to finally
Right.
Yeah.
turn back to their old selves.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if y'all got a chance to see the lesson, but Apostle Rakha and Elder Yashawamba, they did a video in the car called "Women Are Returning to Their Nature."
Yeah.
Because right now they seeing what the fuck is going on. You know, Kevin Samuels gave them that warning, "Hey, winter is coming."
Yeah.
So a lot of them are starting to see the writing on the wall. They're seeing that a storm is getting ready to come. So now some of them are starting to like come back to their nature. Like they're starting to try to act feminine all of a sudden.
Soft girl
era.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
These bitches
They
like
trying to choose up. You know, we in that season now. They trying to get desperate.
They got the red pill women now out there.
Trying to groom these women up to
be wives.
to be wives and to understand men and stop bucking up and
What's so
fighting
bad
up
about
against the men.
your bills?
Hey, you gotta remember, these women are still devils.
Oh yeah,
They still are.
They might
They
say
still
some shit,
manipulating.
It's a survival tactic. It's just a survival tactic. That's all. But no. When I'm saying when death finally arises though, when it gets deadly out here, they're gonna have no choice.
Let me ask this question. Y'all remember the Ready to Die album with Biggie, right? Remember when he asked the female, would you die for me? What make you ask
Me
that?
and my bitch.
Yeah, me and my bitch, right? Would you die for me? Think about that. How many brothers can say that their women, how many men out there can say that their women are ready to die for them right now? So you live.
They'll say it.
And you know, knowing you gonna go off and be with another woman later on.
Yeah, they'll say that
Most of them,
shit.
when you throw that part out there, hell no, I ain't dying for this. You might as well get another bitch better than me.
Bro, it was a video. So like,
You good? No, you
it was a
good?
video of this Edomite. He was asking a bunch of women, would you, if you could choose between you and your husband having to die,
Oh yeah,
who would you choose? They're like, well, my life.
right.
Yeah.
And all the men, of course, they said, well, me.
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously, everybody is obvious, but they were put on the earth to take that help from us. They were there to help us.
That's why it's more of them than us.
Right.
More women than men.
Expendable.
I'm gonna make sure the family, your children that came, my children that came from you, are still gonna be good with me. Without me, we're looking at it.
Yeah.
What happened without me? These niggas taking, selling drugs, popping drugs, riding Hellcats all through the freeways and shit, laying people down, shooting with the chopper and all this other shit, the Draco. What the fuck you get when they run shit?
Yep.
But we gonna see what happens when a real man runs the family structure. It's coming.
Yep. Everything is gonna be restored, man. You know, the serpent, he done made a big fucking mess, man.
Yeah. And only a fire can quench this bullshit, man.
Yeah.
High level of witchcraft and evil.
That's why it says in 2nd Ezra 7, but the day of doom shall be,
Yeah.
you know, the beginning of, you know, incorruption. You know, where we're gonna be, you know, immortal. You know, incontinency is gonna be cut off. And all this wickedness we see in the earth is finally it's gonna be erased.
Gone.
All right.
Your brother got it.
Yep.
2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 43. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the
No. So I can start up.
Incorruption
Start at
sewn up.
41.
It says, even so now, seeing corruption has grown up and wickedness increased.
We've seen how bad shit has gotten to this point. Corruption has grown up. The same thing from even in the serpent put together. We're seeing the fruition of it manifest before our eyes. This is what
We
happened.
saw the progression of it from that moment all the way down to the flood.
Yep. Yep. And it's coming again.
And that's that, yeah. You know, that's why back then the Lord had to have an elect. Enoch, he had to be translated, or he would have got tainted.
him and
And then
Noah
down
and his
to,
family.
and then down to Noah,
Yep.
you know, in his generation. Go ahead.
Yes, corruption has grown up, and wickedness increased, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore shall it now be also? He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak.
Jake act like there's glory at the end of this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you see this shit's over? Shit's collapsing.
But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come.
Man, you get to live forever.
Need that next life. Righteousness is written in us. And that's all we know to do. And so we get some benefits, and that's where the glory comes. You got it?
Wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end,
Yep.
infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
Most important infidelity is not the men and women infidelity, but infidelity against the Most High.
That's it.
And going back to Amalek, because that's what we were talking about initially, that the physician cut it off along the seas.
Yeah.
Cut 'em.
Yep.
That long disease
Yep.
is finally going to be cut off,
Yep.
uprooted.
Yep.
You know, that wicked, where that border of wickedness, man,
Done.
it's no longer going to be around to influence our people.
No more Babylon the
No more.
Great. No more Hollywood.
No more.
No,
Pharmakia.
no more pharmakia. You know, none of that shit, man.
No more media.
No more media. You know, and those enchantments. Right? No more Oprah Winfrey. No more Cardi
Tyler
B,
Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Yep.
Okay.
No more elemental P.
Yeah.
Alphabet soup.
Yep.
Yeah, man. You know, so with that, we're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Hawa, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakarash.
Give honor to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone who were well, peace, blessings, and salutations. We'll say shalom.
Shalom.